What's up? What's up, everyone? What's up? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, welcome to the live stream. So I have a few videos for tonight that I'll be watching, checking out. If you guys do want to join in the live, the link is in the chat. Link is in the chat. So if you want to join, you can. All right. Anyway, might as well get started. Let's check out some videos. All right, let's check this one out.
And who's high net worth, but he cheats maybe once a year. And the other option you have is a man who makes the top 10%, which would be $134,000 a year. He only makes $134,000 a year, but he never cheats.
I have to choose. The male loser epidemic has gotten so bad that it's honestly so pathetic at this point. Like, why do you think you're lonely? You're fucking lonely because we don't want to be with you. Because look at how pathetic you are. I posted a video talking about my standards and what I expect of men, which is basically just basic decency. You got to be consistent. You got to communicate. You got to make straight up plans. I'm not just hanging out with you. It's got to be at a nice restaurant. And on the second day, I will ask you for a gift. And I'm.
That's basic decency. That is what you call basic decency. Like, this is the problem with a lot of women. They make it seem like, oh, it's so simple, right? It's so easy. It's not that hard. I'm so easy. I'm so simple. Absolute ridiculous with a lot of women. And I find it funny. I find it really funny that it's usually the single women who are, they themselves have nobody to complain about the male loneliness epidemic, which is not really an epidemic, which isn't, men are not complaining about being lonely. Okay. Men are not complaining about being lonely. That stat or study really just show that men are checking out. Men are dating less. Men are not desiring marriage. Men are not desiring children. So that's it. It's not that, men, want women. I mean, men do, but it's not like men are, desiring women and just can't get a woman. It's that a lot of men are just checking out. A lot of men see that it's not worth it. Exhibit A.
Not telling you what to bar me, but I want to see your creativity. I want to see how you court me. I have standards. I also date high net worth individuals because that's my circle. That's who I hang out with. That's who I am. I make a lot of money, so I'm going to hang out with people who also make a lot of money because it's about the mindset. Because we're always trying to work on each other. And these men went crazy in the comments. It's like, oh, like you're a 6'. Like, I don't care what you think of me because the men in my life, the men that I date, the men that I hang out with, actually think that it's wonderful that I am achieving so much in my life.
And yet, not a single one of them are in a relationship with you. Like, yes, a lot of men will say whatever because men know that, when you lie, women buy. Saying nice things to women is a smart thing to do. Saying nice things to women is a smart tactic. So if he's lying, guess what? You'll like it, right? He says things that you like. That makes sense. So no duh, he would say those things.
It's wonderful and actually help me set higher standards for the men in my life that are walking into my life. They teach me how to think. They teach me how to carry myself in the Lord. They teach me about men like you and how to stay away from them. So I think it's just ridiculous that these chaste losers are sitting there. You don't have anything to offer. You are what we're all running away from.
I only date high net worth individuals. I know a lot of really classy women who are going to end up dating high net worth individuals just on accident. They aren't looking for it specifically. Her saying that, I'm steering clear. No offense to her. I'm not calling her a 5. I'm not doing any of that. She's a pretty girl. I'm just saying, as soon as I hear I only date high net worth individuals, my first thought is here's a problem. Orion Terabin says,
Laughing Man, what's up, my brother? What's up? I hope you're doing well.
in a really great way. He says all relationships are transactional, every single one. Even the relationship between you and your mother's transactional. All of them begin from a transactional relationship, but then from there, love can sprout. Listening to her, I see relationships that are only going to be transactional, and I don't think that she gives space for love, the actual caring desire for the opposite person to count, because she only
notice
high net worth. High net worth.
Totally
Yeah.
She's probably sick of like carrying all these other guys though. Like I've gone through life and I tried to give the whole love thing a chance. Obviously not working for me because the ones that like I fell in love with, like I had to carry on my back like financially.
This is a thing where I find women absolutely idiotic. Carrying your back. Did you not choose these men? Do you not think carrying your back? It's like, why didn't you pick productive men? Why? Why didn't you pick stable men? Why are you picking men that you have to carry on your back?
And it's annoying. So you want to finally like put your foot down and go after the guys that make money, the one that can take care of you, because you're sick of it.
No, I totally understand. That's something different than just saying all men are losers because you got insulted.
There's a fine line though,
Okay, of course.
and finding it is extremely hard. And just going through so much that I've gone through with the whole love path. I find myself looking for both, but again, if impossible, just don't.
Especially in Vegas.
Don't date attractive people. You want to be in a serious relationship? Don't date attractive.
The funny thing, brother, is the girl that talked to, I didn't expect nothing at all, but I'm shocked at the number of girls that I see online that basically they try to finesse. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing where women look at men as a business. Women look at men as a business, so it is what it is.
Yeah, in this case, it's a couple bad experiences costing more than yeah, ugly wax. How old do you think that girl was?
29.
20s, yeah.
No, I bet she said she makes a lot of money, so I don't know. Maybe either she makes it as an influencer. If she's like a remote closer, I bet she's early 30s, but I don't know. I mean, she doesn't look like it, but I would guess.
What do you think she did? Because she was like all popping off about how she's like, I make a lot of money. Blah, blah, blah.
You literally just complain.
Like, remember you talking about like I have all these friends in Vegas who don't know what they do. Yeah. You're like, how do you have all this money? Like I would ask the same question. Like
She talks comment on the internet.
Yeah. Like, how do you
Get people to talk about her.
like she on only? What is she doing that's generating revenue?
No, but
She never mentions it though.
But she's a high net worth individual, so that means real estate moguls want to hang out with her.
That could be she just
works at the
dates
bottom house.
very rich sugar daddies too.
I cannot wait to see when she's like starts dating like some club promoter. It just always happens this way. Every single time.
It's not that when people like come up with like new euphemisms to like explain like what the.
To me, this is a controversial creator. Like you're not. Well, you are, but you're not going to bash women. You're like,
No,
hey,
I'm
I'm
not
helping men treat you better.
Yeah.
Like that's.
The problem for me though is because I try to do it in such a dispassionate way, and I try to do it with facts, and so does Rolo. It hurts even more to a lot of
I
people.
love your statistics. They're so cool.
Yeah, but the statistics don't agree with you. It's not me and my opinion that insults you. It is now the University of New Mexico, the University of Texas. It's now Southwestern University, the Royal Society. Now they're the ones disagreeing with you. You're like, what do I do? Like, I don't know how to disagree with that. And here's the other part. When I criticize the other side, like for instance, men who have higher serum testosterone are more likely to cheat. There's data on this. Whenever I do this, because men are so used to being criticized, none of them are offended by this. If I looked at all the guys that are watching this right now, if I were to say, if you're a guy and you have 600 partners before you get married, you're probably not likely to be happy in your marriage. Most guys will be like, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, they're not going to be like you, Michael. I can't believe that. You're telling me you're calling me a hoe. You're calling me ran through. I'm a man. I can't believe you would insult me. Men, we just don't, because we are constantly told no, we just have such a thick skin. I mean, if you've ever been in like a male-dominated meme chat to see how horrible the memes are, we are, because of that, we're so thick-skinned. We're always told what we can't afford, how much we can't bench, what girl doesn't want to date us, because we're always being told
That's
no.
why I love the shows. Like women really need to appreciate men more. Like seriously, that's why I feel like you're just showing us how to. You know, and I think
It absolutely needs to.
I'm gonna totally disagree with you. Like I feel like men have so hard in this.
Powerhouse Jim.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but anyway, just you go back saying because men are
The show's back.
because men are so used to being told no. When I tell men, hey, if you have a high body count, it's probably going to hurt your marriage. None of them are offended. But if you tell that to women, oh, your YouTube gets ratioed. You get kicked off of different platforms. You get told that you're a hater. You get reported by hundreds of people from the same exact data set. How crazy!
Basically, saying men have been hated on since day one. So that's why I feel like what you know, when we're not hated on from birth, like men are.
Or you get
No. We are not. We're said yes. So that's what we're.
Or you get McMurphy, who basically says, well, you know, men are also going to be unhappy in their marriages.
But men are doing.
No, he does.
I'm like,
He does say that.
Yeah, we already know that. Thank you.
And the reason why I bring that up is because of McMurphy, because often he's right. There are a bunch of content creators in this space who never bring up the statistic about men, and I do too. Where I differ though is that men are not offended by that stat.
Right.
They don't. It doesn't bother them in the slightest.
They are getting more feminine, and women are getting more masculine.
Let me ask you: the gentlemen that are in this room, some of you are off camera. The idea that men who have testosterone cheat more, who does that offend you? Who is offended by that? Anyone even find that this society to be offended by anything? If some dude took your girl, go to the gym. That's what you should do, dude. Like, get better at game. Like, if you don't wish the game was easier, you know, don't
Wish you were
better.
But Mike, to loop back in, so you said men work very hard to attract women. So why earlier you said as a high net worth man it would turn you off hearing a woman say that's her
If that's the primary reason, then that would bother me. So here's the thing.
But,
Let me ask you something. You have been attracted to a man before for more than one reason. Can you name different reasons you've been attracted to a man? What are some of the different
besides
reasons?
network?
Yeah.
If they're family oriented.
Okay. Have you been physically attracted to a man and be like, wow, he is really physically attractive?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's also happened before. Have you been in relationships and in one relationship wanted to have sex with that man more than in a different relationship?
Yes.
Yeah, you have. Okay. So do you understand there's a sex desire that is separate from your liking my net worth? And that without that sex desire, marriage is completely off the table. There's no chance. You would live with me under a bridge because you want me that bad. If I don't get that, you are
Cardboard
So you
box.
like-
That's the thing where I've said this before, where if women love you, I mean, the amount, if she's really attracted to you, if she really wants you, women will do whatever it takes to be with you. Just like how you see those stories of women, you know, getting abused and they still go back to the man that abused them, you know, because she really wants them.
Like women, you think women who are driven by lust would make a good partner?
But it's probably a better partner and probably less likely to cheat. Yes,
I think
because
way more likely. I think women who only date high net worth men, because to make a certain amount of money, you're statistically, I don't know the amount, but I'm sure it's like probably in the one digits, the men who make over $1 million a year.
well, a million a year is one third.
Oh,
Yeah, a million a year is 1/3 of 1%.
Yeah, so I'm saying the higher her net worth standard, the less likely I think. Just because the
She is to
odds
cheat?
who she would cheat on are slimmer.
I don't think the stats show that at all. I think
The problem with what you're saying, Eden, is this.
The problem is if she marries a guy
Yeah.
who just for the money, but she's unattracted to him, she's just going to cheat on him anyway.
Yeah.
Because you just see like
And now she's
his
insensitive.
girlfriend.
I'm not
talking to
saying
Leonardo
just
DiCaprio.
for-
That's a good example.
But I can only imagine, because if I were a man, a high net worth man, like you said, I'm sure part of that motivation was the kind of women you want, the kind of women you see yourself with. So
Probably subconsciously, maybe consciously for some people, but mostly it's subconscious. Most guys don't realize what they do for women.
like as a man, if you're getting up every day, you're working so hard, you've
Yeah.
amounted to success, you find this girl, you adore her, you work so hard, you give her this perfect life, doing everything for her. Would you feel like the man knowing somewhere out there there's a cashier at Denny's who cracked?
Cashier or Dennis.
Cashier.
What are we talking about?
Denny's who got her.
If you're dating a woman who doesn't have like a standard of a successful man, and you're breaking your back for her and loving her, and you know there's a loser out there who
Yeah,
I think you feel
but
like the man.
no, of course not. But you'd still stay with her because 80% of divorces are initiated by
women.
women. So dudes get cheated on by women and they stay. Dudes get disrespected by women and they stay. Women spend all their money and these men stay. That's not the issue with when it comes to the whole cheating thing. I absolutely agree. Men are more likely to cheat if they've had more sex before they're married, but they're not more likely to file for divorce. Women are 3 or 4 times more likely. That's the difference. That's the part that I'm trying to say. Like we as men, we just have to have thicker skin in every walk of our life. Again, if I joined the military and somebody like made fun of me and I was like, so, Major, hey, you understand what they would do to me in the U.S. military? You get made fun of. You have to have a thick skin. You do. And so we do not have the privilege as men to be offended by anything. Go ahead.
I really have to say this. So you said something that kind of struck a chord about having to be sexually attracted to someone. I don't know. The older I get, like you could still be really hot, and I'm still looking at you like.
How much money would you pay taxes last year?
It's not even necessarily that. Like,
Show
it's
me
like,
your
what
401.
value do you add to my life to make my life easier? And, like, do you possess the things that I already?
I can teach you how to host a podcast.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, you could be
I teach you how to host a podcast. I teach you how to shoot free throws.
That's kind of ridiculous to say that. Oh, what other value you add to my life? Here's the problem: where if she's not attracted to you, you don't even get to that point. She doesn't even care if you add value to her life. All good. So you have 2 accounts, man? Interesting.
Out there that I'm like, you're really hot. What do you do for me?
Every supermodel and actor I've ever met.
Do I have a problem if a girl would prefer to be with a wealthier man? If I had a daughter, I would prefer her to be with a wealthier man. That's not my issue. My issue is I only date high net worth individuals, and I'm doing this while putting my makeup on a TikTok or YouTube channel or whatever channel where thousands of people are watching me, so that I can let other people know that I only date high net worth individuals. That is a function of narcissism. That is not a function of being picky. That's what I see.
Self-love.
Huh?
He's also looking for a payday.
Well, narcissists, you know what? They're full of self-love. That's part of being a narcissist.
Randy,
I'm not saying she's a narcissist, but that felt very narcissistic.
But I also do think having high standards as a woman, at least for me personally, it's a reflection of how much like you love the idea of your future partner. Like I make a lot of decisions, especially sexual decisions, through the lens of like, I'd be able to look my husband in the eye and tell him why I did.
Okay, so then let me ask you a question. You have a man who's high net worth, but he cheats maybe once a year.
I don't.
Right, I understand, but he does. But he does. He cheats once a year. And the other option you have is a man who makes the top 10%, which would be $134,000 a year. He only makes $134,000 a year. Okay, but he never cheats.
I have to choose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to choose the cheater because then I get 70% in the divorce. We just talked about this.
But here's the thing: even if you don't get 70%, you get 50%, and you're incentivized to divorce him. You are.
I would choose the non-cheater. I would choose the non-cheater as long as he adds value to my life, and as long as we can bring each other up together, right? Because like I would cheat a lot of things in my life. I own all of my own things. If you own that stuff too, that's great. You don't have to make that much money as long as you are doing okay in life and you don't cheat on me and you add value to my life.
You're not wasting
Fuck, I need a
anybody's
sugar
time.
mama.
This is more than money.
Dude, I dance for so many couples.
I need a sugar mama also.
And the
I need to
only
stop
one
working.
that-
Somebody want to take over my life?
I swear to God, the only relationships that work are people who have a house and then they have an outhouse for the guy. That's pretty much. I swear, I'm telling you, I work for 3 couples a night as a dancer here in Vegas. I have to create a really safe space for couples who've never seen them touch another person. So like, what does that tell you? You know, like I've definitely studied the psychology of couples, and like the only ones I've seen personally.
That's kind of stupid because your clients will be only a select group of people. It's not really a good basis for psychology of people.
Is that situation? They have their own place. They're basically neighbors.
It's fine if you agree with her.
Okay, what I will say is I agree with her like 80%. I actually spoke to our friend Owen about this, about this exact video. Kind of agree that with her idea that, yeah, I agree that if you are commenting, trying to bash women in the comment section, you are kind of a loser.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
I do agree that most men don't go out, most men are overweight, and most men don't have anything going for them. So she's like 80% right, but I don't think it's necessarily men's fault. I think it's conditioning.
Sorry, I'm like 50-50 on what she says. Like, I think men that just troll, like, why do you have the time for that? What are you, like, benefiting? But also, I feel like it was just a little bit harsh. Like, she's probably ran through the way she's saying. I feel like she's, like, mad at men. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what it's giving.
Anybody else?
I like her. I think the way she delivers what she has to say makes men uncomfortable. I don't necessarily think that what she's saying is wrong. I just think that when somebody just says something and they're unapologetic, it makes people uncomfortable because when you deliver certain messages to men, you have to deliver in a way that kind of is their language. Yes.
Here's the fundamental issue with what she's saying. She is equating a few people who left her mean comments with a male loneliness epidemic. In her mind, they are equivalent, and she doesn't understand the amount of men taking their own lives, after they're 40, they're divorced. These were good men who are not leaving YouTube comments, and they're taking their lives at a very, very high rate. A lot of them are reporting not having friends. It has a lot to do with social media, and it has to do with the realistic or unrealistic expectations of women. I mean, I think if you're pretty enough, you can have whatever expectations that you want of women. They're putting on men, which is also leading to additional loneliness. And what's happened is very similar to somebody who grows up. I'm going to say this as a Hispanic person. You were robbed by a Hispanic person growing up. Therefore, you think all Hispanic people are bad. She was insulted by some man on social media. Therefore, the loneliness epidemic is just a bunch of idiot YouTube trolls when not 1/1000th of 1% of the country are YouTube trolls. And so I think that's where she's totally missed this point. This is what happens. Is like there are a group of men who are very,
and that's the thing that a lot of women do. They blame. They use the example of one man and put that to blame all men. And use that example to blame all men. It's really crazy what women do.
angry, and it's usually 15-year-old kids who really shouldn't even be looking at YouTube in the first place. They're the ones leaving that have the feel like leaving these comments. Usually that these people are big time losers, but there's so many great guys out there who are still lonely, who've got everything right. And some of them own accounting firms. Some of them are anesthesiologists. Some of them are oncologists. They do incredible work. Some of them travel to Africa for Doctors Without Borders and save children's lives and come back here, and women just don't accept it. They just don't find them to be that entertaining. And so because of that, there's a loneliness epidemic. So what she's done is she's made a fundamental error in thinking that the guys who listen, I get trolled. I promise you I get trolled more than her. I promise you I do.
Oh, I guarantee you I get trolled.
I promise you the two of us get trolled by the same people more than she does. But I understand what's going on. And the reason why, in part because I have a coaching business, and I know from the guys in my coaching business and the guys who are trolls, they have nothing to do with each other. The guys who come in, the guys who read his book, they want to uplift themselves. They want to succeed. They want to get better. Okay. The guys who are trolling, part of the reason why they're trolling is they need an excuse for why their life sucks. And their life sucks. Therefore, they start saying everyone's a scammer. There's all these different people who have this different opinion of, if I'm Rolo, I'm going to lean into it because it gets greater interactions on social media and it gets you into you can say bombastic, crazy stuff.
And I enjoy it.
For sure. And right. Now, if you're on Only, ladies, I know I'm going to get grilled for this. I highly recommend you lean into it.
Yeah.
Dude, that girl Camilla from the Bop House, her videos are hilarious. Where she's like, what do you do every morning? She's like, I pray to Jesus, and she's like an old content creator. She's like, and then I read like 60 books a day and like all this kind of stuff. And she's just trolling all these dudes who hate.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I want to check out some whatever podcasts clips. Hopefully I could check it out because I don't know what's wrong with my YouTube. It's acting up. Okay. All right, now I gotta check it out. My YouTube is acting up. I don't know what. Hopefully it's going to work right. All right, so I want to check out some whatever podcast clips. Yeah. I'm going to check this out and then, since there's not many people here tonight, I'll probably just watch something else that I like just for the hell of it.
Boom, huge bow. Do you see the depth, the submissive hand posture, the bow at the beginning? Question for you guys from the super chatter. Would you bow for a good guy, a good man? Who's your boyfriend, I guess?
No.
Nope. Okay.
I don't think a good man would ask me to bow, so probably not.
Good man wouldn't ask you to bow. Okay. What about you?
I wouldn't bow.
Wouldn't bow. Okay. What about you?
No.
Wouldn't do it. Okay.
No.
Wouldn't do it. Wait. It's audio. People. Audio.
Oh.
There's people who are just listening. So.
Yeah,
I
would
just
not
verbalize.
do it.
Okay. What about you?
No.
Okay. What about you?
Absolutely, I would. I wouldn't.
You would hit the bow.
I would absolutely. Brian, I have a question.
For the right man.
Hold on.
Absolutely.
You said more. You said you would do more. What's that?
I would look up new ways to bow, different ways of bowing from different countries. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever you wanted. I'd have his dinner ready. All that. The whole video you just showed. Absolutely, completely for the right man.
What about you?
Yes, and it wouldn't be weird because my husband's actually from Japan.
There you go. There you go. All right. What was your question? Should men pay for first dates?
In college? At the age I'm at? Because, I don't expect a college guy
What if he asks you out on the date?
I think it's the masculine thing to do, so I prefer it. But I don't
masculine thing to do.
I think it's
I thought you reject traditional gender roles.
I think there's masculine and feminine things, but I don't think depending on your preference, everyone has to subscribe to every.
So you think
gender
if a woman went 50-50 or paid for the date, that would be masculine?
No, I think especially in the situation I'm at, I'll backtrack. I think
I think it's acceptable to go 50-50 on the first date.
Okay, but should men pay for first dates?
It is masculine. So if a man wants to do that,
I would prefer it. I would prefer it.
You would be more impressed, or
Yeah.
it would be brownie points.
yeah.
Brownie points. Okay. And then you said, like, I understand the college point you were making. It's like,
Right.
well, we're both broke. We're both in
Right.
college. you
So in
know.
that case, I would be fine with going 50.
But I suspect the entailment there is, well, once we're both professionals, then the man should definitely pay. When we're both making money, the man
Like
should
on
pay.
a date?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
So to be clear, there'd be a greater expectation once you're both working. Now it's like, well, he actually has resources. He has money.
Mm-hmm. And once I advance my relationship with this person in the future, and like, I guess be the one having kids and like playing a role there, like I would also have greater expectations in doing what's considered feminine, right?
Sure. Should the man pay for the first date?
Well, I think it'd be nice depending on their financial situation.
Sure. Okay. Should the man pay for the first date?
I think I'd go as low as 50-50. I agree with 50-50. At least.
She's hot. There's something wrong with her.
Pay on the first date.
I say at least 50-50.
Okay.
I think she's high, and I think she's high.
Oh, no way. Why? I talk like that all the time.
Okay, you totally do. Okay. Should the man pay for the first date?
If he's asking me out on the date, I feel like that's implied. If I were to ask a man out,
Do you
then-
ask men out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not.
Who should pay on the first date?
I was actually going to have the same response. If the person who initiates the date should pay for the date.
But in your own experience, is it typically the man who asks?
Yes.
Okay. Who should pay? Or should men pay on first dates?
I feel like that would be the best way for them to do that. Because
Okay.
honestly, it's like, yeah, you're showing, oh, you're a gentleman, you're paying on the first date. But
Yeah.
honestly,
It's gentlemanly.
yeah, but if he's like going through some financial shit and he's like, honestly, I need you to split this bill with me, you know, type to impress that girl.
What is, by the way, what is type shit? Is that like yes? Is it affirmative? Or?
It's another way of me saying you feel me, right?
Poor man, thank you. You didn't have to. Thank you. Thank you for the love.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Okay. Bella, should men pay on first dates?
If he asks, yes.
If he asks, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
What do you think?
I think so. It would be nice.
Would be nice.
Would be nice.
Okay. All right. Okay. Not at my point, but should men be protectors? And let's just do yes or no on this. Should men be protectors?
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Just
Okay, can I just say yes and no? Because I can protect
I'll
my.
accept it. I accept it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, wait, sorry. One more time, Bella.
Yes.
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 Okay, should men be providers? Yes or no?
I mean, that's kind of more complicated because, like, personally, I would want to also provide for myself financially,
Okay.
but I would assume both people are bringing money and like bringing in wealth also for your children's future one day.
Yeah, you're all right.
Okay. But I mean, will there be? Do you want kids one day?
Yeah,
Do you know how many?
ideally me.
Thank you, bro. I love the support. I love the support. Thank you. Much appreciated.
Do you want to take any time off from work? Like
I mean, yeah,
a
at some
couple
point.
years maybe, or
I mean, I don't know about years, but
Okay.
I would take some time off when it's necessary to be more present in the household.
Okay. Mary, can you do upstairs? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay. And should men be providers?
Should they? I don't know, but it'd be nice for me.
Would be nice. Sure. Okay. Yes or no? Should men be providers?
No.
No?
Yes.
Yes?
No.
No?
I personally think. Okay, I'm sorry. I personally.
Just yes or no.
I personally think if you're providing me with a child, then you should man up and actually be providing for.
Man up.
Yeah.
Got provider relates to these other points, but should men be chivalrous? Quick yes or no?
What's your definition of chivalry?
Yeah, for real.
I'm just curious.
It would
Do you
be
mean like brave? Like
No.
like gentlemanly treatment. So I mean, it would encompass like provide, protect, paying for first aids, but it could also be certain actions like opening the car door for you, opening the car door, observing the sidewalk rule where the man walks closer to where on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I think that's amazing goals. And that's the thing where I support that. More men need to have those kind of goals, okay? More men need to have a direction in life, goals in life. So that's a big support. I definitely agree. That's amazing. I mean, like, those are good goals to have.
Closer to the cars. These sorts of kind of.
Are you asking me if I expect that all men should do that, or if the men that I would choose to date should do that?
Both. Well, I guess you could break it down like what you want and then what you think prescriptively.
I think
all men should
if you want to be nonchalant and really chivalrous and not doing those things, then you have the right to do that. And a woman who doesn't really chivalry can find you. But personally, for my dating life, I would prefer a man to do those things or just be thought.
You should sit straight. I feel like you're just cutting off Daniela over there.
Sorry about that.
Just boxing her out. Like,
to me, like the word you're like chivalry or what you're saying, the examples you're giving just point to being thoughtful. And I think men should be thoughtful the way I would also want to be thoughtful.
But the thing is, though, is that these specific actions as it relates to chivalry are typically one directional. So it's not like both men and women can be thoughtful.
I think,
but with those specific acts, the expectation is not for the woman to open the car door for the man, not for the woman to walk closer to where the cars are, not for the woman to.
Yeah, but
I don't know if people do like the restaurant pull-out seat thing. That's kind of like whatever.
And I think like women do thoughtful things in like a different way too, right?
Yeah, sure.
So
or actually,
in that sense,
which ways? Just
like,
no, just curious. Like what are the ways? Like what are the thoughtful things that women uniquely do?
Like taking care of the home, raising children, cooking meals.
Well, but now we're talking about way down the line. I guess I'm more so looking like, if you're not living with the guy, are you doing some of these things?
I mean, if you're dating a guy, you can certainly be thoughtful. You can show up for him and like care for him.
He would show up for you too.
Which is why it's a mutual thing to be thoughtful and caring.
But there are societally, there are specific things that seem to be like specific acts that really seem to only be placed on men.
Well, I
as it relates to dating.
Don't men have certain expectations for women when it comes to dating too?
Like what?
You tell me. Do you have certain expectations?
No, you tell me.
I'm asking you the
it's
question.
Your claim.
I mean, I think
What
men
do you
expect women to look a certain way, to present themselves a certain way.
To look the way they look. The men just expect women to look how they're looking when they see them. That's it. Men are not expecting women to be looking perfect.
To carry themselves a certain way.
Yeah, but this would go both ways. I mean, perhaps women, to be charitable, I think women are a bit more forgiving in some ways on the physical front. But this idea that women, this idea that women are like wholesale, just tolerate complete slobbery from men is ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. Both genders want good hygiene. Both genders want people to be presentable. So I mean, also some of the things that women do to be presentable, that's for the female gaze. Like this excessive makeup, plastic surgery, fake lips, that's female gaze shit. Men don't like the fake lip shit. Men don't like that.
Welcome back.
Well, I mean, tonight's going to be, seems like a slow stream. So, you know what? I'm just going to watch things that I have on my reaction list. I want to check out. So, Poor Man, if you want to watch it, cool. If you don't, totally understandable. I'm just watching whatever. So, that is what I'm doing today. Okay? So, it's just going to be a chill stream. I'm going to watch some videos that I have saved that I haven't checked out, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. This is a creator I don't really know. Fleckus Talks. So yeah, I'm gonna check if they're good. I mean, I've never seen them before, so I'm just watching random stuff.
Podcast episode 296 today on the show. We have some egregious examples of our two-tiered justice system and housekeeping. Then we have an F around and find out compilation of ICE versus Antifa you're not going to want to miss. Then in Cringe of the Week, Taylor Swift's audience says her new album is trad wife propaganda. And not least, in Urban Decay, the Chicago Loop Puncher was confronted. Exciting stuff. All this and more, it's Fleckus Talks Podcast, episode 296.
Pending that they are earmarking. And the one big, beautiful bill, or the government shutdown is mostly around affordable health care, or Affordable Care Act, some health credit that the Democrats want to extend until 2025, and Republicans are holding firm. And it's been like 5 or 6 days of shutdown. But this is a piece that Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana, who's basically like an open mic comedian half the time when he's presenting stuff, but he listed out some things that Democrats are demanding we still fund, things that I thought we were done with. Some examples: $3 million for circumcisions and vasectomies in Zambia, $833K for transgender people in Nepal, $4.2 million for LGBTQ people in Western Balkans and Uganda. And that they just give to them, just for the people. $3.6 million for pastry cooking classes and dance focus groups for male prostitutes in Haiti.
Nah, don't matter. There's no topic. We're just doing random shit tonight. It's a slow stream, so we're just doing random shit. Bro, if you are on your journey, it doesn't matter the pace, right? It's up to you. But here's my thing, okay? When it comes to the passport thing, make sure that you are on your journey, right? Make sure you're on your journey. Make sure you're close to your journey, or you're close to at a good spot. Okay, you gotta be, you gotta be the man that you think women would want. Okay, so why do I say that? Okay, so you gotta be a man that has good intelligence, have good emotional intelligence. You treat women right. You have good finances. You take up responsibility. You take up duty. You're not into using women. I think that's a good thing. Okay, if you become a good man, go for it. Go crazy.
I'm going to stop reading there.
But doesn't that sound made up?
Yeah, it does. And I don't know, but there are little things that's where the money has gone in the past, and the same group wants money again this year type of thing. And I thought we were done with this.
Yeah.
I thought this was out when it was exposed with the USAID Doge shit.
And everyone who was doing it was probably like, whoa, that was close.
Caught me. Yeah.
And then there was one more, $300K for a...
Yo, Busta, my brother, what's up? Good. That's good. Tonight is just a slow, chill stream. So I'm just watching a bunch of whatevers, okay? So it's probably going to be a boring stream. I get it.
I prayed in Lesotho. I don't even know where that is. Now, maybe I'm not that cultured or that educated, but I've never even heard the word Lesotho in my whole life.
I'm not a big geo-guesser, but that doesn't sound
you
good.
go on the map and you go, somewhere in Africa? I don't know. Somewhere in Eastern Africa? Lesotho. Yeah. So that's where all of our money was.
I'm just checking out something that I've never watched before. So, like I said, you guys are just on the ride with me, all right?
Or that's where they want it to go.
They're attempting to. Yes.
And hopefully it doesn't work.
Appreciate it. They don't.
All right, let's get to our next story.
Awesome.
Guys about the ADL last week and how they had the ties with the FBI, which were cut, but I'm also hearing they weren't fully cut. They're still working in tandem in some ways. But we do have good news about the SPLC, which we also mentioned. Can you read that, please?
Yeah, FBI Director Kash Patel announced the Bureau had...
So they're more of a, whatchamacallit. I just want to check what these guys are. I saved them. I haven't really watched them. So it seems like they're kind of like a news kind of thing. Yeah, they're okay. Yo, you know what? I want to check this one out. I think, poor man, I think you will like this one. Poor man.
Who's that you?
All right, poor man. This is for you.
first claim is simple. There's no excuse. Serving Frieza makes you evil automatically.
You say everyone who worked.
This is like they're trying to do a Jubilee version with Vegeta versus what is it? Frieza supporters.
For Frieza is evil no exception. Doesn't that make you a hypocrite?
I'm speaking from experience. I had to learn that lesson the hard way.
Oh, please. No one here benefited more from the Frieza Force than you, Vegeta. You lived
I didn't check out that quote. I'll do it tonight. I'll check it out.
off his empire for years. He favored you, treated you like his golden boy, and you used that to boss everyone around, even us. You are as bad as Frieza, maybe even worse. And now, you come here acting like we are the villains? Vegeta, between all of us here combined, our body count is still probably smaller than yours. We are not evil, Vegeta.
Not the other kind of body count. However, given Vegeta's royal status and long history of conquest, both interpretation may be in fact accurate.
The universe is evil. We are just trying to find a place in it.
Keep telling yourself that. But the reality is that you're just cowards, terrified of change. Yes, I had a horrible past, but at least I own up to it. I don't let it define me. I move forward and try to be better every day. Instead of using my past as an excuse, use what I'm trying to be now as an example. If you really want a place in this harsh universe, the first thing you should do is stop living like a slave and leave Frieza's empire.
Oh yeah? Just quit the Frieza Force and everything will magically work out. Well, guess what, Vegeta?
I didn't see that one.
Not everyone can just leave and go bang a billionaire,
Don't you
play
dare talk
family
about my
man,
wife.
and live rent-free on Earth and hang out with gods like you. Gods who, by the way, are the reason this universe is rigged against people like us. But sure, Prince Privileged here is gonna lecture us about good and
You
evil.
can keep throwing your sad little personal attacks at me and blame everyone but yourselves for the choices you make every day. But it doesn't change the truth. All of you are pathetic cowards. You slaughter innocent people, children, just to impress a tyrant.
I'm not trying
who will
to
throw you
please
away
him,
the
I'm just
second you
trying
mess
to
up.
survive.
You say you're doing it to save yourself. No, you sold yourself the second you decided to be his dog.
So your claim is that you can't be in the Frieza Force without being evil? Then what about me? I'm not a fighter. I'm a doctor. I've never killed anyone. In fact, I've saved lives. Do you still call that evil?
Everyone who knowingly supports Frieza's rule of terror is guilty. Even the guy scrubbing the floors on Frieza's ship is choosing to surrender to evil instead of
I'm a doctor.
resisting it.
Saving lives is evil to you?
If the lives you're saving belong to genocidal monsters who will go out tomorrow and burn innocent planet to ash, then yes, that's very evil.
I don't only treat fighters. I treat all kinds of workers, even their families. Sometimes I even save survivors from the planets we raid. I've seen children, refugees, people who wouldn't have made it without me.
Frieza, helping survivors of his own massacres. You expect me to swallow that?
I lived it. Look, I know Frieza isn't perfect, but in this universe, you're either with him or against him. I chose to stand with him while trying to do as little harm as possible, and I even managed to do good.
Pathetic.
Broken Berlin, what's up, my brother? It's from a Naruto Abridged channel. Huh, I didn't check that one. Shikamaru Redpill? You know, that guy is logical enough to maybe fall into the red pill. I wouldn't be surprised.
Mindset, be a victim or be a servant, is the lie you've swallowed whole. That's not survival. It's surrender.
Let me check.
You could have chosen to fight, chosen to scrape out a life on your own terms. A life outside the Empire may be harsh.
A life outside
But anyone
the
with
Empire.
even a shred of self...
Vegeta, you don't understand how miserable the universe is. I spent 40 years studying medicine, learning the anatomy of hundreds of species just to help people. On my third world planet, I was unemployed, ignored. I traveled across the galaxy for a single opportunity. Nothing. The only place that gave me a chance to follow my passion with the technology I needed was the Frieza Force, and they paid me well. I'm not a slave. I'm thriving.
All you greedy bastards care about is...
Just MMA. Just MMA. It's for me. Yeah, give me that link because I can't find it. I don't see that.
Money and comfort. You don't care whose bones get crushed beneath your paychecks as long as you're fed.
Vegeta, you can't tell us not to care about money when you've been literally sponsored all your life. You were a prince, then Frieza's prodigy, and now you're the in-law of the richest family on Earth. You're in no position to come down here and tell those of us who are struggling that we shouldn't care
The
about
same tired argument. You're rich, so you don't understand. Pathetic. Money might not have been my problem, but don't you dare tell me I've never suffered. I know what it means to be broken, to be humiliated, to have everything stripped away. And yet, I stood back up. Not because it was easy, not because I had wealth, but because I had pride. You say you heal people? Then heal yourself first. Rip out the cowardice inside you. Every soul...
I've not... None of the... Maybe like kickboxing. I would say probably kickboxing.
You mend makes Frieza stronger. Every life you save fuels the Empire's slaughter. You're not saving lives. You're trading a few survivors for millions dead. My second claim is that...
This is... I mean, I was just wanting to check this out. So I'm just watching a whole bunch of wacky clips. Just watching things. This was interesting. I'm gravitating towards Muay Thai. Yeah, I mean, not bad. Yo, Berlin, what's up, my brother?
Hey, what's up? I'm dropping it right now in the chat. And yeah, I'll go ahead and stay on here with you while you react to it because you're gonna love it.
Okay, let me check it out.
It's always tough, like Team 4-Star really set the bar so high, and it's tough because like I think I enjoy abridged content more than even anime. Like,
Really?
I'm always watching abridged, like Goblin Slayer, Sword Art Online, but there's not a lot of abridged fans really in a really weird way. It's hard to find the community.
Actually has
anyway.
All right, let me check this out.
some free time for once. Want to fuck around a little on Xbox Live before I deploy to Yemen?
Capital idea, but I have a full day of Twitter posting ahead if I want to stay relevant in the algorithm.
You really should hire someone for this so you can focus on posting recipes.
In due time, chum. But check your 12.
Great. This is just what I need. I haven't made any cold approaches this year since I've been focusing entirely on maximizing my Instagram status. I'm too out of practice on my street game to successfully hook her attention on the fly. I'm gonna have to pull a diversionary tactic to stall for time. Koji and I were actually just seeing how many countries outside of the US we could name. What's your take on it, Tamari?
Are we talking in South America, like Colombia, Brazil, and Argentina? Or can we say any, like Botswana, Belarus, or Malaysia?
Damn it, I forgot I wasn't speaking to some complete retard off the street. She's too well versed in geography for this ploy to be effective. I'm gonna have to find another stall that really gets her thinking so I can come in with something smooth to say. Well, I know you're pretty culturally savvy, but I guess a better question would be the minimum income you expect your partner to make in order to take them seriously.
Like, money-wise?
Yeah, Choji's doing a little research and he'd really appreciate the input.
Oh, yes. I'm being quite the Charles Darwin as of late.
Perfect. Choji's got my back without any prep work. Tamari will either deny needing a salary due to her own income or say something in the six-figure range. Easy for Choji to follow up with simple statistics, giving me plenty of time for a pickup line.
Income, huh? How much do you make, Shika?
Huh? Me? About 70K.
After taxes?
Closer to 54.
Then 54 it is.
But surely you realize in this location and this economy that 54K can't possibly provide you with a luxury lifestyle.
We fought a war 2 years ago. Not eating macaroni MREs for breakfast is luxury.
How did I forget? Tamari isn't an OnlyFans girl that gets flown.
Think you got this one in the bag, chum. I'm good.
This is like, it's kind of hurting Red Pill logic.
Yeah, but it's hilarious though.
This is kind of hurting Red Pill logic. So.
And start marinating my Sophie's choice.
Because it's like, because essentially, here, I'll pause it real quick, because this is a story of true love. So when true love meets Red Pill logic, like she doesn't care. She's like, "How much do you make?" she's just,
you know what?
He's still trying to fight it, you know, with his Red Pill logic.
That is, see, that's the thing where I like, my God, that was amazing what you just said, and that's the thing where, in my opinion, that is the source of the creation of Red Pill, where women have now pushed out love and made relationships transactional. They have made relationships like, it's no more about like, you know, the fairy tales and shit like that, you know, about soulmates, partners for life, love and shit like that. It's they made it where Red Pill logic makes sense.
It's about memories and it's about seasons.
That's crazy.
What are you thinking? I haven't thought of a cold approach yet.
I believe she has approached you.
What? Jesus, why is she doing that faceless anime shit? I can't read on her. Is she disappointed, mad, lost in thought, making Amazon purchases in her head? What the hell?
Just close out the deal, Shika. Pretend she's a DM in person form and slide on in.
Wait, Choji! Fuck. And payday's not for another week. I spent it all on FIFA loot boxes.
Shikamaru. What percentage of the family financial load are you prepared to carry on for the rest of your life?
What?
What do you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? Face out the shower, and you can't use 7.
What is happening?
80% of all divorces are initiated by women, Shika. What man would risk his assets when hypergamy is in full effect?
These aren't even questions anymore. What's her game?
I can make this all go away.
Am I the OnlyFans model now?
Do you like this to go away?
Is she gonna take my wallet? There's no hip-hop culture in the Sand Village.
Just tell me one thing. So when I'm setting up Xbox for the first time, do I have to use the mobile app?
What? No, it makes setup a little easier, but you can do everything on the console.
I just want to relax a little, sit down, get wrecked. But there's so many updates, Shika.
Then just follow the prompts.
I gotta update the console, the controller, then there's the system update 5 seconds after that.
The console should be updating in the background.
It doesn't update!
It's automatic.
I'm so high, Shika.
What?
I just wanna get wrecked, dude.
You know, this is weird. You know, this is probably why I mean, like, I've seen some abridged, anime versions before, but man, it's too wild. It's too
wild.
That's
too wild. You should try to watch Naruto Unhinged. Oh my
Naruto
God.
Unhinged. Yeah. I just think it's like
there's so much great, like, there's so much great abridged content. Like, really, I always tell people, like, Goblin Slayer is a must watch if you like Dragon Ball Z abridged, Sword Art Online abridged, Bleach abridged is like top tier. But there's a Berserk abridged, is like whatever.
Wow, people
think of. There's
wow,
abridged
people
content.
really dedicated that.
Yeah, like what's your favorite like anime? Like,
I mean, no,
there's even like Elfen Lied. There's an Elfen Lied abridged. Like, it's like only 50 minutes, and it does the whole series, and it's fluff.
The whole series.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, that's that. That was funny. I did like that one. I did like that one.
Did you ever watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged?
No.
You never even watched Dragon Ball Z Abridged, sir.
Well, I may. I forgot which one. I may have seen some. I may have
You
seen some
need
clips.
you need to do. You need to start watch. You should do reactions on this channel to it and bring some people into your channel. But just because if you're gonna be watching it, you might as well put that time towards this, because it's that long. But holy crap, it's so good.
Yeah, I may. You know what? I may have a spot out for it. I'll see, and I'll do some abridged versions. I might check out the most favorite ones.
Well, that's the cool
Yeah.
thing. Like, there's a lot of young abridged content creators, but they're also like getting influenced by the Red Pill and Manosphere. So now there's like a lot of funny Red Pill jokes that are being like created in the last like year and a half.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
There's
interesting.
like there's meta jokes like about Andrew Tate, about about everything, because it's people making the jokes. They're the writers.
Okay. I might gotta check it out. I might spend some time and check it out.
Okay. All right. I'll let you get back. It's 3 a.m. here, so I'm going
Oh,
to sleep.
dang, bro, get some rest.
Oh, I will.
All right, man.
Enjoy.
Later, brother. All right. Let's check out some other videos. That I have saved, so I might as well check them out. Again, these are just videos I wanted to check out, and I haven't, have the time or chance to watch it, so I might as well watch it on this. I might as well watch it on a slow stream. So again, you might not. I mean, it might not be anything interesting. So let's check it out.
We have a lovely panel. I'm gonna have y'all introduce yourself, starting right. That doesn't mean you're not in support of your lover, but you're just taking a safeguard. Everybody has car insurance, right? You trust that you're not gonna hit a deer, you're not gonna run off the road, but we have insurance. Why not have insurance? Yeah.
It's true. When I was in law school and I was taking a family law class, and my professor said, it's more important for you to decide now how you want the outlook of your marriage to go if it fails than for the state to decide for you.
Absolutely.
And like Bakir said, of course you're in love, right? This is somebody that you think is the love of your life. You're hoping it's going to last forever, but statistics show that at least half of the marriages don't last forever for whatever reason. And so I am pro prenup as well, especially for celebrities, right? Somebody
Absolutely.
like a Travis Hunter.
What? No. Yeah, I'm not. I don't have that kind of. I don't have that kind of collection, so I won't be mixing it up with that.
Who has all of this money and all of these assets? But even for the average person, I think it's important to get a prenup.
A prenup protects both parties too, right? I mean, it's not just the rich man or the rich female. I think if you look at it from a bilateral stance, it's an agreement that says, hey, if this happens, I get this, or I'm protected here. So I think there's a stigma that just one person is protected, but it actually protects both parties. If your lawyer is smart, then they're going to have clauses in there that protects you as well.
And to that point, the court also looks at that. So let's say that the prenup was unconscionable. The court will make sure it's still in favor of the other party who signed it, so that they're not left on welfare. So the whole point of divorces is to make sure that the other party is left whole.
Yeah.
So whatever they were receiving in the marriage, they should be receiving that as well after the marriage has dissolved.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I understand that, once it's, it's resolved and everything, the woman or the spouse that wasn't the breadwinner needs something, right? But just get a prenup.
Okay,
You gotta get a prenup.
let's throw a curveball in for everybody. We have places like California where it's 50 anyway.
Yeah.
Right? It's community property. So you have a prenup, but if the state says it's community property, then how do you combat that?
What do y'all say?
Or do you go to another state and get married? Then you
I didn't want to say it.
I know the face. I was like, okay, so you got
Stay away from Cali.
Ironically, where the cost of living is one of the highest.
Yeah.
I know settle right here.
Everything is myself.
Yeah.
But how do you think you get around that? How do you guys think you get around that?
Like building a business, right? Like I wouldn't have a holding company in Maryland. I would have it in Wyoming or Nevada because they have laws that are more favorable for business owners, right? So even with a marriage, and I know that sounds crazy, but I ain't getting married in California. We can have the party there, the reception, you know, if you want to do it. But as far as signing the legal docs, it doesn't if it doesn't benefit you, it doesn't work. So that's what I think.
Okay, I've always heard the latter, right? At the end, kind of like Shawnee O'Neal when she went to Florida. Because in Florida, there's more favorable laws than where she was with Shaq. So with that being said, then how do you think Travis Hunter should move forward?
He need a better circle.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I mean, like, where was his dad, his boys, his pastor, people that, I mean, we all saw the red flags. And
of course.
Aren't they divorcing or?
It's
Yeah,
so we're not back yet.
Listen, I mean, he even like he didn't need a good friend.
Yeah. Hope he has, take some time to himself. Yo, big bars. What's up, my brother? Just say chill stream tonight. I'm just watching whatever, right? So nothing really planned. I'm just doing, whatnot.
She said, I think, correct me.
Oh, so you've been keeping up with Evil Eddie? Is that so? That's what he's doing. He's focusing on work right now. Because I was wondering what's up with him. I was hoping if he's okay or not.
No wrong, but I know him right. He said something along the lines of he wasn't my first choice, and I'm not attracted to him. But now he's making millions of dollars.
Well,
I would never be with somebody that would come out her mouth and basically say, "You're not attracted to me. Right? How you gonna marry me? Are you marrying me or the money?" Right.
She said she wasn't attracted at first. I mean, that's real. That can be true.
You can fall.
You can
love. You can grow.
You can
fall in love.
Yes.
No.
You fall in love.
You can fall with the person you're not attracted to.
Yeah,
especially for women.
Someone had to grow on me.
I think conversation can make you fall attracted to someone, fall in love with someone. Not you look good. I want to fall in love. No,
but don't you think it might be more women that can do that more than men?
Oh, absolutely.
Men a lot more physical.
Yeah, absolutely. First sight.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Love at first sight.
And a lot of women want a high-earning man, and if they can finesse one, especially one that's young, he's young, impressionable. Let's call the thing a thing. Freshly in the NFL, that girl is using it for money. And I'm sitting here, I'm telling you right now, I hope you see this.
What?
No. You're using it for money. And I mean,
but we don't know that.
I mean, to a certain extent, you're using each other for something in a relationship to a certain extent.
So the reality is that we don't.
That's the thing where I do agree that all relationships are transactional. I do believe all relationships are transactional, and it's more about, is there any love with it as well? That's the thing. I mean, do you build upon this transactional thing? Okay. Well, that's different.
I don't know what their intentions were in the beginning. I'm 100% sure that Travis knew about Texas and the law, Tennessee and the laws of Tennessee, and this could be a business venture. Like, what if it doesn't work out? Hopefully it does. That's why people get married, to stay married, right? But what if they intentionally got married and she takes whatever she takes and now she's a business partner? Like, have we thought about that perspective?
It's interesting. It's interesting, but
about cares.
I'm not changing that.
I would say I've been married and divorced, unfortunately, before, and I had property before I was married, and I got married in Maryland, and it's not a community property state. So when I divorced, what I had before the marriage was still mine. I didn't have to have a prenup for that. So I mean, if he didn't want to get a prenup, but he got his contract or something maybe beforehand and bought property before he got married, depending on what state he's in, he could still possibly be protected. That boy
You
ain't
guys
got no
think that
problem.
he did the prenup because he wanted to use that to show her how much he loved her?
Yes.
You think that's
She got the
Yes.
prenup because she finessed him to do it.
But we don't know that.
Yeah, that's just
I'm telling you.
Allegedly.
You want to know like some people that
You
you
can
can
your opinion fact, sir. Right?
Oh man. I mean, honestly, it is what it is.
I mean, but we all were that age at one point in time, right?
Yeah.
That we were all that age before Instagram, before everything was so public. But at the same
For me, you know what? I think I'm slowly giving up on dating in the West. I don't know. I mean, I'm just tired of it. Okay, where women are not. It's not. You know, this is a thing where it's not even about money. I know how it is. Okay, it's more about I'm more tired that I'm finding that women are giving less and less effort. No, I agree. She definitely used that. What, Travis Hunter? Was his name Travis Hunter? Yeah, she definitely would use. She definitely used them.
time too, he has more at risk. I would say definitely for sure. But he has to understand, like, if you make these decisions, you make the decisions. However, if it turns left, just be ready for the consequences of what the world is going to throw at you. But we've all been there. Like, we can't say, I mean, I know I have. I've been in love, and whatever you say, boo, it is what it is, right? But he's in a different space where it's going to trigger him worse, you know, if it goes left.
And
So,
he's young enough to bounce back.
And
If
he's
it
young
doesn't
enough
work,
to
he's
bounce
22 years old.
Okay, but I'll say this. You have two things going on. So this is sports, right? And the average football player's career is about maybe 3 years.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's it.
Right? Now he might be, of course, more than average. But let's say he gets hurt. Let's say, you know, something happens outside of the ordinary. Then what? Because now he has to find another means to make money. So just bouncing back when this is his main means of making money, he's never done anything.
I agree.
In the sport. So how does he bounce back from that?
He has to think about that regardless if he's married or not.
Right, but with that, do you think there should be somebody there that is able to coach him? Because he had like Deion Sanders, but do you think there should be like a maternal or paternal figure?
I'm sure that there are figures there. Like, people are different. Like, some people learn by mistakes, some people learn by trial and error. And I'm sure that there are people in his corner that are saying what you said, bruh, like, get her to sign the paper. Don't do this in Tennessee. But the reality is that he is going to do what he wants to do. And if it turns out the way that we hope it doesn't turn out, then it's just going to be a hard lesson.
Yeah, it is.
An expensive one, too.
The PR in me is like, this is good publicity for him. Like, good and bad controversy. Him staying relevant in the news cycles is good for his brand deals, because he's a brand deal with Celsius. He's the top person. So he does have multiple sources of income. He does have people on his side, but we're not paying attention to that. We're focused on the gossip.
Exactly.
So he's staying relevant in attention cycles. I think that he's smarter than we think he is.
He's far smarter. He's far smarter. What you said? No, I'm saying he's far smarter than we give him credit. I mean, he wouldn't be where he is right now if he wasn't. I mean, he's locked in. Trust me. I mean, we looking at him like, he's funny looking, and he got this chick that. That's what a lot of people say. Shorty is like this. She's a dime, but she isn't. She's just different from what he's used to. But really not, because that's what he went to school with his entire career. And plus, he was like the best basketball player, the best football player. This dude is like that. He's very locked in, man. I'm with you. I think he does have people that know that this looks good for the long run, but it is an expensive lesson if he's wrong. And you know what? I'll say this: most millionaires are married. Right. Most billionaires are married. Right. So I mean, even though as much as I feel like it's a finesse going on, you know, for the obvious, for what the comments are saying, but
and now it's kind of dangerous because not in the physical sense, but like me being catfish. Hope they don't. Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing where, to be honest, I wouldn't go to Thailand. That's not really. But I mean, hopefully you have good judging skills. Hopefully you got good judging skills. No, he. I mean, this is the thing. Time will tell. Time will tell if he's wrong or right.
I do think it is probably a better move to get married than to be single. You know, especially them long games you saw. I mean, you get in the suits, but I guess it is different when it's your significant other. So I will say that, you know, but I do think it's finesse.
I just had a thought, like, this man has perfected silencing the noise. And that's something that we have to do in life. Yes. Like, look at all the comments, like, look at what everybody is saying about him. Majority of the people are saying the same thing. But one thing that I give him credit for is silencing the noise. And that's powerful.
Now
mad respect.
All right. Well, I want to switch to another topic here. So everyone knows that because we're in the DMV area, everyone knows that Donald Trump has done the DC takeover.
Yes.
So I want to get your thoughts on the DC takeover and the crime that's happening in DC. Okay, I don't know everybody's political stance. Well, I know one, but I don't know everybody's political stance. So I want to get everybody's thoughts. I want to go around get everybody's thoughts on their true feelings of what they think, whether opinion, fact. I just want to get what you think. Yeah, that's why I said I know one. I know one. But I truly want to get your thoughts. So since Van was shaking his head, let's talk about this.
I don't really want to talk about it. So I'm from the area, southeastern area where he's pressing these youngers out. I would say this: if the parents have done their jobs in the front end, we wouldn't be dealing with this in the back end. Now, he's extremely aggressive in how he's moving forward. I don't like the optics of it. I don't like the fact that a lot of these youngins are going to be harassed to and from school because it's going to happen. Yeah. I don't like how traffic stops are just any damn where they're just trying to find something. I mean, if you look for something, you're going to find something. You know what I mean? I'm driving, not breaking make no noise or nothing. But if you pull me over, you might find some weed in the truck. Sure. I mean, I'm not snitching on myself, but I'm just saying. Absolutely. And I'll be in trouble. So I'm just saying he's just pressing the issue, and I think he's doing it for all the wrong reasons. He's claiming that he's doing it so that America's capital could look beautiful when people come to visit and everybody that live here feels safe. I think that's complete bullshit. I think he's doing it because he wants to make his mark. He wants to make his mark. Everything about DC represents what's and I mean well when I say this, but everything about DC represents what's bad with this country. I mean, if you think about it, the gentleman that had the most slaves out of everybody, that's what our city is named after. Yeah. Washington DC, George Washington. Absolutely. So they built, and it's a no-fly zone. It's protected. All the brownstones cost millions of dollars, and they want to protect those people, and they don't really want to understand the individuals who are from the area and got to deal with this on a day-to-day basis. Now, on the flip side, I voted for Trump. I voted for him because Democrats are retarded, in my opinion, and I know I'm gonna piss some people off. That's understandable. No, I got said, and ladies don't stab me. I know we started off on a good track, but I'm just saying they let it go back a little too far. And what happens is an overcorrection is bound to happen if you continue to let the ball roll down the hill, and that's what we're dealing with right now.
Oh, this is the thing where I said this. Okay, this is a sad thing where a lot of Asian, transformers, as you say, are very they can look very feminine. So that is a hard thing, okay? Which is kind of sad in a way, where a lot of Asian men can look feminine, which is, I don't know. I just think it's weird, but yeah, that's why you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
Absolutely.
Okay, ladies.
I mean, I think he hit the nail on the head. I think control is good, right? I mean, I think we need to have control in place. I moved here from Tampa to the DC area, and I loved it. Chocolate City became a big thing for me. I'm originally from South Carolina, so I felt like I made it to the big city. I had no idea about the amount of crime because we just didn't see it on the news and stuff. But being here, you actually saw it, you hear it, you felt it, and I'm personally tired of seeing us kill each other. I know other people kill us too, but it is disheartening seeing it so much, and then we don't.
Yeah, but no one kills you more than black people, right? No one kills black people more than black people. And this is a thing where I saw this video recently of a woman from Memphis saying how, she feels so safe now in her backyard. She feels so safe, sitting in her porch. She feels so safe and seeing kids walk around, play around in the neighborhood. So whatever reason you think Trump is doing it, well, who cares? Who cares if he's doing it for, let's say, he's making money off of it? Who gives a shit? Right? We just care about the result. It's like sometimes we want to we care so much about the kind of ulterior motives, but we also don't recognize that. So what? A lot of things, people have ulterior motives. Just here's the thing where sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, but when people do charity work, okay, well, they have some ulterior motive. Maybe they get tax write-off. Maybe even the ulterior motive of them finding joy from it. That's kind of, an ulterior motive as well.
Having leaders in our community or effective ones that are able to put their foot down and make that change. Do I agree with the way he's doing it? No, but I do believe that we have to have some control in order to be better. I mean, I think I saw when I was living here, the kids at Six Flags, they just stumping on people's cars.
Right.
We work hard for our stuff, and you take your kids to a park, and they're just, and then on U Street, they running rampant, just doing the most. So I would be a bad adult if I said, "Oh, just let them be." No.
Yeah.
Somebody has to put their hands around it. I love the mayor in DC. I think she's done some great things, but I don't think she's fully competent enough to get that job done. And she needed some help. And hopefully, this is the solution to it.
Well, I'll report to that, because here's the thing: you can like somebody, you can not like somebody, but what are the policies?
Yeah.
The policies in DC are horrible to the point that it affects.
That's true.
Forget about the people that don't vote for you.
Right.
It affects the people that did vote for you. So you have plenty of liberals in DC, right? Well, who are the ones getting carjacked? Okay, you claim to care about the minority groups in DC. Who are the ones dealing with the crime? Right? And so you complain about over-policing. How are you over-policing with an understaffed police force? And then who do you actually send the police force to actually protect? So are you under-policing or are you over-policing? Right? And then you have to also think about all the rest of the aspects, right? Because you have policies that say one thing and then say another. You have the judges saying, okay, well, they're kids, but they're doing adult crimes. So you release them back out into the general public to commit the same crimes. Like 2 years ago, the gentleman, the Pakistani gentleman that lost his life when those two girls.
Exactly. The left is a crazy ass week. I've said this before, where I don't believe, it's not like I believe that, you know, Republicans are the best thing ever. But when I always grew up with politics, I've always viewed it as voting for the lesser of two evils, right? Which is a crazy thing, but that's just how it is, right? You're voting for the lesser of two evils. Which one is like not as evil? That's politics for you.
Carjacked. It flipped over in front of I think it was I want to say down on George Avenue. The car flips over, right? And so everybody's like, oh, they're just children. They're just children. No, they're not. No, they're not. Like at a certain point, if nobody is going to correct, somebody has to correct. And I kind of
And that's the thing where so many people don't understand. What do these children turn into? Okay, if they are dangerous criminal as children, you think they are now productive citizens as adults? No, they'll become even worse criminals as adults.
I kind of agree with it is an overcorrection. But once your parents, because everything starts in a home. It's not liberal, it's not conservative. Everything starts in your house. So if you don't catch your kids, the system will catch your kids.
Absolutely, but I do want to say this, and I'm speaking with the children. Your frontal cortex doesn't develop until when 25. 25. So we can't just now. I'm not agreeing with children doing crimes, but I just want that to be understood. You know, we all.
I do want to say this, okay? The whole thing where your frontal cortex is not developed shit is basically by the time you're 18 or so, you are almost fully developed already. You're almost fully developed. You can reason, right? You can understand shit. Now, it's not fully developed, but again, it's not by much. Okay, there's not much of a difference. Hey, Red Door, my sister, thank you for stopping by.
Made mistakes when we were younger. Now, taking a life, you can never bring a life back. Not condoning it. You know, I'm from the community. Not condoning it at all, but we still have to understand that they're children. But I want to make this valid point because we're noticing that they're over-policing what community? Black and brown. Yeah. Right? And that's specific to which crimes. Even though it's all crimes, right? Violence, right? But let me just state this fact, and I'm going to look at the camera when I say this. 51% of all the sexual assault crimes are done by what race? Caucasian males. I don't see any over-policing in these suburban neighborhoods.
Yeah,
Why is that? Let's attack all crime. Yeah, we're talking about DC. It's plenty. I got that. Why are we not over-policing those communities?
So then you need to act your liberal leaders because you're voting for them.
Right?
No, it's the policy.
We gotta
you have to ask
because don't happen in the street like that.
This bill is only doing it to black and brown communities.
That's not big.
But here's the thing where I don't disagree that, the stats on like who is more who do more sexual crimes. But here's the thing: sexual crimes is not rampant out in the streets. Okay, violence is carjacking, mugging, shootings. That's out in the streets. This is the problem where you push the blame, right? You want to push the goalposts. Stop it with that shit, right?
He passes it. Okay, executive order. He passed the executive order that is not being fair. They're doing it to everybody, then it's fair. Okay. Let's attack sexual assault because nobody wants to love one harm.
No,
that's hard. No. That's traumatizing.
You're making a false
doing
analogy.
it in black and brown communities. Favoritism.
Okay, so
am I right or wrong?
You're wrong. So let me know. I'm not going to fight about because the thing about it, you can't. You're making false comparisons, right? So whether the president is Democrat or Republican, okay? The city leaders make your policy. So if you're tired of over policing, that would be your city leaders. Okay. So way before this just happened, what, a week ago? We're on week number 2. Yeah. So what was happening all the way up until 2 weeks ago? Who were your leaders? Did you go to them and say, hey, you're over policing? Did you go to them and say, I don't like these policies? Did you go to them and say, your white liberals are up here doing all these whatever crimes, sex crimes, as far as what you're saying, right?
I do feel like somebody should.
Yeah, but they don't. But they don't. Hold on, but they don't. Hold on, but they don't. They don't.
Policing in those communities.
But you are missing the point. There are no Republicans in Washington.
I love my community. Save me time. The stats. Those are the stats right there. Okay.
In DC, this is a straight liberal city. So the people that make the policies that you love or hate are liberals. So whether you love it or you hate it, it has nothing to do with a Republican because this is a liberal city.
And I understand your point as well, but I think to her point, it's tough to police sex crimes, right? Because that happens behind closed doors, house on a private island, places, right? But when you're getting robbed, when you're walking to the store, when you're getting carjacked, when
exactly
in the wrong place at the wrong time, and all of this stuff is happening consistently, it's not like it's a one-off. I mean, we have a systemic issue in Black and brown communities. It is true.
And this is the problem with the hosts. Again, you're moving the goalposts. This is the problem where how is that affecting your community, right? Violence is affecting your community. Why do you care about the white community when it comes to that stuff? Why do you want the white community to improve? Do you want the white community to succeed? Why don't you care about your own community, right? The prosperity of your own community. It's like, oh, what about the white people? What the fuck about them? Why do you care? Why are you caring about the white community? Right? It's just because you want them to get arrested? Okay, fine. If all of the sexual crime deviants, right, white people, that the 51% of white people that do it get arrested, how's that help your community? How's that help your community? Now you're going to say, oh, you know, this systemic racism, reparate. Now you're saying things. Why the fuck are you saying that? Because you didn't care about helping your community before. You wanted to move the goalposts and say to focus on the white community. Right? That's the stupidity of it. And that's what I see so many times. Do you even care about your community or not? Because same thing with black on black crime, right? Same thing with black on black crime. When people say, oh, a big thing that's hurting the black community is black on black crime. Oh, why does no one talk about white on white crime? Why the fuck do you want them to talk about that? Do you care what's going on with the white community, or do you care what's going on with your own community? That's the insanity of it. It's like, what are you trying to talk about? On one hand, you talk about systemic racism, you want reparations, you want this, you want that, right? You say the white man is putting you down. Okay. And then, yo, Jay, what's up, my brother?
Hey, what's up, dude? I'm just calling in really quick. You know, I saw the hair change. You're Super Saiyan now. Let's go, champ.
Yeah, I'm trying to do something different. Doing something different.
I'm a little under the weather because I caught something on the plane ride home from vacation, but I figured I'd call in. Dude, you're trying to make sense out of what I've been worrying. I've been trying to do for the last 44 years. I've been black for 44 years. It don't make any sense, man. All this whataboutisms about, yeah, but white people this and white people that and this, that. It's just in any AA program or anything, like NAAA, you have to admit that there's the problem first before you can get better. And us blacks can't even admit that there's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And all the ones of us who do, like myself, my family, and all of my black friends and family who are all successful, we just get out because if you are black and you try to be part of the community, you have to take on this same whataboutism, victimhood, black mentality, and it's just toxic, you know. So this is but then culturally we can't establish a black middle class and upper class. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that I had said this once before. All the Asians that I know that are working class, I mean, middle class, upper class, rich, they don't go to the same places that the poor Asians do. White people who are middle class and rich, they don't go to where trailer trash Tammy is. But blacks are the only ones where the worst of us will still, you know, the best and the worst of us will still go to the same places, do the same things, and like sign off on the same types of behavior, you know? And until that changes, you even saw the conversation you were just showing.
Yeah,
they're all supposed to be having a educated conversation. There was still some hood knuckleheaded thinking going on. It's like cutting each other off, yelling, screaming, acting stupid. It's like, why? I don't understand. This is why I usually don't. That panel you were showing earlier, that was from like a podcast or something. Right? I would never go on one of those podcasts. It's just too dysfunctional. It's just too toxic. You know, I think there's a guy who I followed, Ask a Brother podcast.
Yes.
He was on a panel. I think it was either like Lapeef Let's Talk or Fatty or one of those guys. You know, he was on there for 6 hours and only got to talk like 4 times.
Really? That's
and I mean, when he was cooking, he got to cook, but there's just too much dysfunction going on. And until black people, until we can talk to each other like how you and I are talking right now, there's no point. And this is another thing too, is my platform, I've never really had women call in, you know, but at some point it's going to happen. Yours, you will too.
Yeah.
But the issue is like, you will see these panels, these men, and they'll come to an understanding, and you'll always have that one woman on the panel who's that agent of chaos, who always wants to start getting the men to fight against each other. Oh, y'all are just, you know, dick riding each other now, and then all the guys start fighting, and then there's the one guy who yells at her, and then the one guy white knights for her, and it's a mess. It's an absolute mess, you know.
Definitely,
so,
I agree.
But yeah, man, I think that that the whole, look at the UK, right? There's certain men from certain kind of countries where there's lots of sand that are 27 times more likely to essay a woman than an Englishman.
Yeah.
And what do you think that the woke white liberals say? They go, well, more white men essay women. Wait, the majority of essays in the UK are done by white guys. And it's like, well, no, look at the per capita. So that's the same argument that people use with like, oh, there's more white people on food stamps. It's like, well, there are more white people because there's more white people, but the per capita amount of blacks on food stamps, you know what I'm saying? Or like anytime like violence or whatever, we're a smaller percentage of the population. Our violence percentages shouldn't be anywhere near white people's, you know?
Sure,
so
agreed.
It's just not productive. It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. The productive thing is, that's what I'm saying. It's moving the goalposts. Why do you care about what's going on with white people? You should be caring what's going on with your community. All right. Who cares if the white people, you know, have high SA rates? Is that affecting your community? No. Right. The drugs or whatever like, no, you should be caring what's happening in your community, what's affecting your community. And I find it a lot of times with these the black what is it? The black podcasts or black panels is that they like to move the goalposts.
Yeah.
They don't want to shame. They don't want to shame their community, which is, I think that's the problem, right? You with Asian people, if they're bad Asian groups, they will shame them.
There's Asian groups, and especially Asian parents and tiger parents have too much shame. They got too much shame going on.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I was actually thinking about this the other day, and that we're black people, we stereotype ourselves more than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So when white people say, "Oh, well, black people don't snowboard," and we're like, "What do you mean black people don't snowboard? You're racist." But then if you're black and you snowboard and you try and ask one of your black friends, like, "We don't do that. I don't do that," and they'll shame you for being a black person who snowboards. Did you know Serena Williams used to skateboard when she was little?
I didn't know that.
She used to be in like Green Day and like alternative music, but then her friends used to tease her for it because they say, "Oh, you listen to white music?" This is back when she was like 11, 12 years old, So coming from a black person that's always been called acting white, black people, we equate acting hood, ghetto, and ratchet being black, but then yell at other people who do the same thing. It makes no sense.
Yeah,
it makes no sense, man. So,
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix it other than just more and more, especially young black men. I honestly think that they actually see young black men can turn it around, but black women are just cooked. I mean, you look at all the fights and a lot of the black fatigue stuff, you honestly see clips. It's usually black women and black girls yelling, screaming, fighting at parks and everything. And whereas a lot of young black men are just not, sticking to themselves. So, but yeah, I'm going to drop off there before I hack up the lung on your live stream. You know what I'm saying?
Hope you feel better, my brother. Where do you what was your vacation? Where did you go?
I went to Ireland.
Ireland,
we were driving around,
that's cool.
Driving on the wrong side of the road, so I was sweating bullets.
That's cool.
They drive on the other side of the road, so I was driving, and we went out to the countryside and we saw some sights and met some cool people, and it was fun. But the second to last day that I was there, I got something, man, this bad flu or whatever it was. I was like in the hotel room the whole last day that I was there, just sick of the dog. And then on the flight, I'm trying to like not cough. I'm like, some people don't know I'm sick. So I'm like, so I made it home, but I've been sleeping just like the last like day and a half, just in bed, just trying to get better. But it was a lot of fun, man. It really was. So just
awesome, man.
Get all caught up on the news. And hey, did you cover Aisha Curry?
Oh, I want to. I'm about to. Yeah. I will do that eventually. Are you going to do it?
I think I did like right before I left.
Oh, right before you
left. But what do you think about the whole thing with her just constantly disrespecting Steph Curry?
She's the exact reason why the internet, why men they bust on Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
because we have literally said this is why simping for a woman is not a good thing.
Yeah,
right? Giving women everything she wants, she will still find a reason to complain.
Yeah,
she will still find a reason to hate her fucking life. When you give her the fucking world, women still find a reason.
Well, she thinks she's better than him. When they first met, she thought that she was just giving him a chance, and she even said that she thought that he would be a coach, that he would never make it to the NBA. So really? she thinks that no matter what, because remember, a lot of women will meet a guy when he's nothing, and then he will always be nothing in her eyes. I know a guy where he married his wife when he was a bum. She was paying all the bills, and then he ended up getting doing his IT stuff, and now he makes $300,000 a year, and she was still treating him like he was that bum that she met. So they end up getting divorced. But my point is, Aisha Curry, she even said she doesn't know why these women throw themselves at him. She doesn't know. It's like, you're married to a 6'4", light-skinned, green-eyed, attractive, no homo, who's one of the greatest, objectively one of the greatest at his craft. And instead of supporting him, you're trying to compete with him, which you can't do, right? And then she wants to have her own identity, and her own businesses. Well, she has the resources.
But she does have her businesses. She has her own.
But she's not talented, and she's stupid. So she's never going to be able to make anything out of it. She's entitled. She's lazy. She's not talented, and she's stupid. So therefore, it doesn't matter what he helps her do. She's never going to have her own identity because she's lazy and entitled. And this is the same with him, with Steph Curry, Will Smith, Obama, all these guys with their wives. As much money as Will Smith has, I would never switch places with him because he's a punk.
No, yeah. These are men that's not leading their relationships.
Not at all. No. And Aisha Curry, once again, when she and Steph Curry divorce, and they are going to divorce.
Seems like it.
And she's going to get her money, but here's the thing. Tiger Woods got divorced and lost $250 million, but he's a billionaire now. Michael Jordan got divorced. He lost $170 million, and now he's a billionaire. There was someone else who did the same thing, and so Steph Curry is gonna get divorced. She's gonna get her $80 million, and then Steph Curry is gonna find a chick that's gonna actually be his vice president. You know what I'm saying? Be the chick that wants to actually, support him, and he's gonna become a billionaire, just like Jordan, just like all these other guys. But like Aisha Curry, what's she gonna do with her life? She's just Steph Curry's wife. No one even knows who she is. You know what the craziest part is? I don't even know what LeBron James's wife looks like. Do you?
No, I don't. But that shows you that he's leading his relationship.
Thank you. I don't even know what we all know what Big Mike looks like. I don't even know what George Bush's wife looks like.
No, yeah, those are when you know that they're leading the relationship, because that woman the women need to be in the background.
This just needs to shut up. Like,
why do you have to say? Hold up. Sorry, boys. How you doing? How you fellas doing?
What's up, Alan? What's up?
I know about. I think I might have been on your show, AJ's Rants and Reactions, before.
What's up, man?
I don't remember. I think I remember you. Why does I'm curious, because I'm not usually in this sphere very often. I'm interested in it though. I don't really understand it. Why would it matter if you know what George Bush's wife looks like? I'm curious about the point of that.
Okay,
because I know what she looks like. Does that mean that she's?
No, listen.
Yeah.
When you are a man who's supposed to have a certain gravitas or in your certain circles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Have you ever been like in the military or like seen officers in the military ever?
Seen officers in the military? Yeah, no, I'm not a military man.
Okay, but have you seen what their wives look like and how their wives act?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I have a grandma.
Okay, so there's a certain archetype of an officer's wife. If you go to the officer's ball, you see the men over there talking about things, and then the women are over there doing the women stuff and networking. You don't ever see that one wife over there trying to like hobnob with the men, right? That's not really. It's disruptive to what the men do, right? So a lot of times in these circles, it's the same reason why a lot of guys can't get promoted to certain jobs or positions unless they are married, because there's a certain thing where they're saying you are a trustful, like respectable man if you're married, but guys say you can't run a corporation or run a platoon if you can't run your household, right?
Does that happen? I've never seen. How often does that happen? I've never heard of
it.
It
still happens, bro. It happens in like law firms. I know guys that have been passed over for to be partner at a law firm because they weren't married. I know guys that are cops.
Like the law firm told them specifically, like, "Hey, you
Well,
don't
there's
get
just
you
certain
don't get enough
language, like,
pussy.
No,
You don't get enough pussy. You can't get a manager.
It's
You can't be a
about.
manager."
I said getting married, dude.
No. It's about an image, right? You want to portray
It's
an
not
image.
No, hold on. I didn't say about getting pussy. I said getting married. Do you understand?
Oh, so is it more so about the bachelor aspect of the man that they're not a fan of?
Yes. A lot of men in these positions think that bachelors can't be trusted. Can you name one CEO or one head of state that's single?
Can you name one CEO or one head of state that got passed up from promotion for not being married?
Now you're
aside from a friend, like an actual story.
Stop and think about it. Can you name one CEO other than maybe Elon Musk who's not married?
So I'll say I don't know enough. I can't say that I know enough about that. So I don't have any examples, but you obviously do know a lot about this. So can you give me any examples of a high profile CEO or something that was passed over and talked about it?
Well, what you could do is that you got to know personal lives, right? But what you could do is that statistically, most millionaires, most billionaires, the majority of them are married.
Yes, statistically, most people are married when they hit their 40s.
Statistically, not most people.
No. But
because we have a single population of over 50 million, while the population of men is about 160. So it's not like most, right?
But you have to factor in. Wait, you're saying 50 million single people? Or men? Because there's 380 million people in America that would factor in women as single
50
as well.
million, over 50 million single men. So you use
the majority of them under.
But you also got to use statistics that there's a small population of millionaires, billionaires, and even six-figure people, and how most of these people, which are rare people, majority of them are married.
And the more money you make, the less likely you are to divorce. If you're over $250 million, I'm sorry, $250,000 per year, the divorce rate drops to 18%.
So I have a number for you boys, and I just want to hear your thoughts on this. I'm assuming you were going off the Pew Research survey about single people.
Yeah.
So 41% of those are aged 18 to 28, which I wouldn't say exactly are executive age, and 36% of those are over 65 and widowed. How do you feel about that when it comes to the statistic you brought up?
What should I feel about it? I don't
I'm asking because what would that bring the number down? 41
I don't know
plus 36 is 77. So 77% of those single people are not in a CEO or executive range to begin with, regardless of being married. So how would that factor?
About the top 3% of the population.
And well, just in general, then, I wouldn't say that we're necessarily a single, country if those are the populations. I mean, most people in that age range wouldn't want to be married anyway.
Yeah,
We're not
saying that. We're not saying that. The nation is thriving to be single, but there are new statistics that are, single men are a rising demographic. Okay, so
I get you.
Yeah,
okay, my bad. I'm trying to see the,
because you also got to compare it to history as well, right? As history goes, we are less married. We do push marriage later on in life, and we do have kids, very less kids, and kids later on in life. So it's more of a trajectory. It's more of a you view history as a whole. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, I get you. So I would also ask you then, the divorce rate is continually getting higher per year, right?
True.
Yeah.
So, and I would say, I'd ask you this over historical context, for the majority of, I'm not even trying to push back on you boys, I'm just curious to see the other side of this, because maybe I'm, whatever. For the majority of American history, women couldn't even file for divorce up until only about 60 years ago, and they were usually getting married off young. So, do you think that it's because they were happier, or because they just couldn't actually go through the divorce and were getting married by their family? Because that's the historical base for the majority of these young marriages.
But
So wouldn't you say that it's actually kind of?
Marriage
I would
never
say that
was
it's
about
actually kind of
happiness, man. Marriage was about duty, honor, respect, and people married out of necessity, right?
Yeah, but if your spouse doesn't respect you, then why would you even?
But
put
you
yourself
said
in that
happiness.
situation?
Hold on, you said happiness first, and now you're saying respect. Okay.
No, but happiness. I'd say if my partner that I was told, okay, it's
and
time
now
to get
you're
married,
using
Brett. It's time to get married. Go get married, and I found out that my partner was cheating or that they just didn't like me as a person, I would feel disrespected, and out of the disrespect, I wouldn't exactly be happy.
Yes,
And that was the
yes,
situation
but-
for a lot of people
but-
back in those days.
But what? Well, how do you know
You ever
that?
wonder why our grandparents fucking argue all the time?
Yeah, but here's the thing: they argue all the time because marriage is difficult. People
It
work
is.
through things. It was about something higher than themselves, and it was more of a family collectivist type of thing. I have friends from like Ethiopia and other places where marriage is valued more, right? And it's
Yeah, I
not
agree.
about them; it's about their children. It's about their families coming together. We've become more individualistic, and it's about me, I. We're selfish and not selfless, right?
So,
And-
Jay, are you married?
No.
Oh, DA, are you married?
No.
Okay, then okay, fair enough. That's actually totally fine. So, in a hypothetical situation, you meet the love of your life, and I'm actually going through. I'm in my mid-20s. Like, I'm navigating through life. I'm not going to say that I know everything, but you know, there's certain things I feel like I should talk to, especially get the other side of the issue. So, I appreciate you boys chatting with me.
No.
Like, if you meet the love of your life, you're in love, you get married within the year, you have a kid even pretty early, you know, whatever, but you're doing it all, you're doing it all perfect, exactly how you should in the nuclear family. And then you find out one day that your wife just walks up to you and says, you know what, I don't like you very much. I'll stay in this marriage out of respect for marriage and out of our children, but I do not like you, and I will not really do what you say, and I'm probably going to cheat on you. Would you stay in that marriage out of the morals, or would you just try to find yourself a new wife?
I wouldn't, but a lot of men do and would. Men don't leave marriages now, and women cheat just as much as men do. 30%.
And I would get out of it if my
marriages
girlfriend cheated on me. I'd probably leave that
But
relationship.
think of this though, how I know, like my dad's friends and my granddad's friends who had dreams. They wanted to be, you know, a sportscaster or try and be an NFL player or try and be. But what happened in high school or in college? They got their girlfriend pregnant, so they did the right thing. They got married and worked some job that they hated for 35 years, so that they can raise the kids with some woman that they didn't like. Because men realize that's that's our obligation, and that's our duty to what we do. We don't go into things thinking that we're supposed to be happy. We do it because it has to be done. Women go into things saying that they need to be happy, and that's why once no-fault divorce had happened, they leave en masse. It's about what needs to be done. Men don't go. I've never had a job where I expected to be happy ever, but I know that I have to work. Men view everything like that, and what happens that oftentimes women aren't made of the same stuff as men, and will marry a guy, have three of his kids, and then just say I'm not happy and destroy the whole family. Take his kids, make him a part-time dad, move in some weirdo who could molest the little kids, all because she's not happy.
You know, actually, on the divorce topic, men are actually asking for divorces more.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
And on the trends.
Dude, you're smoking something, dude. No, come on, man. 80%.
No, give me the research that you're saying.
80% of divorces are filed by women. Come on.
Okay, I believe you. I'll take your word for it. I don't know enough about this. As far as I'm aware, it's less. But what research? I'll look it up right now. I'm on Google.
Well, what I think is like I don't think men are asking. More men are asking, or at least a substantial amount of men are more asking for divorces. I think more men are not even getting married.
Yes,
I think that is increasing
because they don't want it. Because they want to avoid the
Yeah.
shit. I'm not happy. Or safe.
Yeah.
So they just don't
because
get
they have
married.
all the risk.
Right. So the risk of it isn't necessarily worth it for all men. Some men, yes, I agree. And if you guys want to be that, I'm not going to stop you from it.
Yeah, and I
That's
say
great.
this. You remember the red pill is about choice, right? It's a set of of facts, data, statistics that allow men to make informed choice. If guys want to get married and they take the calculated risk, do it. If you want to be MGTOW, do it. If you want to be a passport bro, do it. See, I think that we are more descriptive, and once you start doing prescriptions, like you actually need to do blank, that's when you're black pill MGTOW. But red pill is just saying, guys, look, you could do everything right. You can be the good church guy and make money and have her be a stay-at-home mom, and she could still come home one day and be banging your best friend and take your kids. It could happen to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
So
wait, why would that be why would that be red pill? Like, you need to be on that side for that to be the case.
What do you mean? I don't think
you saying that that's part of the red pill ideology.
It's just understanding that could happen to you, right? Because a lot
right.
of
So
guys,
what about the let's call it blue pill? I don't know what else to call it. The blue pill. What about them? They don't agree with that.
They think blue pill guys think that, like, oh, women don't. Okay, you agreed with me when I said that women cheat as much as men.
As men, yeah, it's usually.
But see, someone would hear that and say, "Well, Alan, you're a misogynist because you think women are all whores."
No, I don't think so.
You know, but what
I have never been told that, actually. I've talked about this a lot of times with
what I'm saying is that
liberal call-in shows as well.
By you saying that that women do bad things in relationships, by you even acknowledging that there's men who will say that you just don't trust women, that who hurt you, blah 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 blah.
Okay, I get you. Well, I mean, yeah, if I was referencing like facts proven by surveys, then I don't think I would have a very easy out and say, no, actually, it's just a fact. Just making a claim, then yeah, I can understand why they might be a little on.
But I think the difference is that they go back more based on feelings, right? It's more based on feelings where they don't they feel like women are angels. They don't feel that women would hurt them. They don't, they feel like they still fall into the fantasy, right? The fantasy that, our society has created where, women wouldn't cheat. Women don't cheat on them. Women are, naturally nurturing, all these things that we.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Keep going.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing with
they in that. I mean, you say
it's society, right?
Society is. I don't think there's a single person, and I don't think if you walked around on the street, you could go to New York, you could go to the most liberal place on the planet. If you walked on the street and then surveyed 100 random people and said, "Do you think that women don't cheat?" I don't think you'd find a single person that would say yes to that.
Let me say this. I would say this. If you go to any city, I would say this. If you go to any city and you ask if you think about cheater, who comes to mind? Most people would say men.
Thank you.
I'd say women.
Nah, you would say it if you
and that's why you aren't a blue pill guy. See, you're like trying to argue.
No, I don't think that it has anything to do with political ideology most of the time.
No,
I think it just.
But we're talking.
I think it just
about
has
gender,
to do with your morals and the way that you were raised.
And
if my parents got married when they were 18, I'm statistically more likely to get married when I'm 18. My parents didn't get married until they were 30. So I'm still not married, and that doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it has anything to do with their moral,
But you also got to think about you using yourself as an example is never a good idea, right?
Okay, because fair enough. Then I won't.
You got to use generally. So most people, you got.
So generally, then how do you know that most liberals think that women can't cheat?
No, generally, that is the narrative that is put out into the world.
Yeah,
I'm listening. I would love for you to show me an example of it. I'd love to see
my brother got divorced, right? Anytime that a man gets divorced, they'll be like, "Well, what did you do? Why did she divorce you?" Or
yeah, I'd say the same thing.
Yeah,
if I got divorced, you don't think my friends would be like, "What did you do?" I would be insulted if they didn't ask that.
But no, because it would be, "What did she do?" Why don't they ask, "What did she do to make you divorce her?"
Well, if I think they would ask that. If I divorced the love of my life, I feel like
it's always the
ask
man's fault.
I don't think so. When my parents divorced, it was 100% my mom's fault. It doesn't mean that I think that all women are bad.
You just said a second ago that you would ask the same thing.
Oh, in the situation, yeah. No, I mean, like, if the wife divorced the husband, I would ask the husband, "Why do you think that she divorced you?" And if the
no. What people always assume that it's the man's fault, and even when the woman cheats, well, what did you do to make her cheat on you?
I don't think that happens as much as
It
you guys think
happens
it does.
all the time, bro.
Can
Come
you
on,
please
man.
give me an example of of anybody talking about this? Because I've never heard this. This is you guys are the first people to ever say this to me.
Talking to dude, come on, you have to be trolling it.
I'm not trolling. I'm not.
Dude,
Right hand
you're
to God, I
trolling.
am not trolling. I really just want to
Party
hear this
Phoenix bars.
perspective.
Come on, dude. Come on, dude.
No. I'm serious. I would like to know. I've never heard these arguments, and I'm really interested by them.
You are
Everybody keeps talking
trolling.
about them.
I think you're trolling.
You
I
know
think
and
you're
I know
trolling because
that.
you're over talking people.
Yeah.
People who
Oh my
have
bad. Okay,
points to talk.
I'll stop with that. My bad. I
People
don't know
who
why I would
have
troll
points
this.
and they want
Why would I even
their points to be
get out of
heard, they
trolling
don't
you guys?
over talk. You
Yeah.
don't over talk people.
Any
I just have
time where
things
there's
to
any
say.
negative outcome in relationships, men, it's always assumed that men did something wrong. It's always Jermaine's fault. You know it and I know it. Anytime you have a woman who's using the courts to keep the man's kids from him because the courts and oh well, why aren't you seeing your kids? Why aren't you fighting more? Dude, if you want to see all of a DA's points and my points proved, do you know when your family court day is at your local county courthouse? Do you know what day it is? It's usually Tuesdays. I want you to go down to that courthouse on Tuesday, and I want you to sit in that lobby and watch men get destroyed.
So
by women and the courts, and get destroyed. They can't see their kids. They get divorced. They're getting destroyed. And you will see that every single red pill talking point that we say is true, that men get completely dicked. And nobody cares. Nobody cares. This is the only place we can talk about these issues. And the fact that like you must live, see, and this is why we call it the red pill, because if you see the stuff we see, once you see it, it's everywhere. You realize men,
right?
Okay. There's a small group of men that use government and women to redistribute wealth from the rest of us men to themselves. Okay? And women, they're so stupid that they think that they're winning by divorce court and alimony and all this other stuff. But the judges, the lawyers, they're all making money off of all of this. When the feminists and the suffragettes blew up, it was rich corporate fat cats that were giving them support, because it pushed all of the women to become corporate drones. And next thing you know, the workforce doubled.
I actually am very interested in that statement, because I'm agreeing with you. I agree with most of what you were saying. You're right. You're very correct about all of that. When you say that suffragettes is kind of out of the picture, because that's just about women's rights to vote. Or are we talking about that too?
No, just
like women's rights. Let's just say like first wave feminists.
It's about voting rights.
What example do you have for corporations giving them money so they can become corporate entities?
Because most
Title
of the women
4D.
at the time.
No, seriously, give me like an example. I'll look it up right now, and I'll say that you're
Title 4D.
Yeah.
Title 4D?
Yeah, the number 4 and then the letter D. The reason why it's that way is because every dollar that, let's say you get put on child support.
Yeah, I have seen this before.
Every dollar that you get that you pay to child support, the government matches as well.
Agreed. Yes, and I do know what you're saying, and I do understand what you're saying. Thank you for pointing
so
that out.
that is kind of like it's I don't even know the correct term. It's not necessarily like a Ponzi scheme, because it's not like investment in, but it's a very shitty ethical play is what I'll say. It's not necessarily like a Ponzi scheme where that is like illegal.
Yeah, no, I get you.
You're literally taking money from Peter to pay Paul, and you're skimming some off the top to keep to yourself. That's a Ponzi scheme. That's what that Ty Lopez guy is just getting cooked for.
Yeah.
And if anybody ever believed him, dude, you were already cooked to believe that guy will ever do something legit. Like, I did want to say this to you, because you mentioned a lot about wondered if you had a Pew Research thing up, and just in my how I view things, I don't believe any statistical data, because they can't be like reproduced again. So if something was, let's say something was 90% true back in the 80s, 10 years later you can't even get it up to like 40 or 50%. And it's like, whatever the statistic is because it's not the way stats are done. They're not done ethically, they're not done with rigor, and then they're not even translated correctly. So I think it's
Okay, I
another
have a
YouTuber
question.
said it.
I have a question for
But
you
that
then.
would be
So
more like
we do
social
the United
sciences.
States.
I mean, soft sciences, and not hard
We do
Go
the
ahead.
science.
United States Census every 10 years, and we use the census for that entire decade when making a lot of policy changes and statistical changes and like statistical evidence. Would you say that the way that we do census data is not good?
No, I would say no. And the only reason why I would say no is
Okay.
because the problem, I always said this, I said this on the show before. I don't have much time because my phone's actually getting ready to die, but I said this
You're
on the
good.
show. Any time you have an issue with like
Yeah.
society or something like that, it's normally one of two things. It's either there is no line drawn or the line that is drawn gets to move. And just the instance that you gave me, the Census Bureau, right? They do the checks. Okay, so the Census Bureau does the checks on the population. Good for them. The issue with that is all the other things that they actually, all the other ways that they concoct or they they deal with the population. So let's say they do the population this year, right? They do it, it's legit. We have this many men, we have this many kids, this many women, this many people. 5 years later, or the next year, they pass a law saying a man can say he's a woman now. So 3 years later, after that, now when they do the polling data, that man says he's a woman on that same Census Bureau, that same stat. So if the government doesn't either one put that in there or like kind of inform, it's like the Surgeon General warning on the sign of the cigarettes. If they don't do that, saying, hey, this guy thinks guys that think they're girls, they get to put girls on this Census Bureau, and then they give it to us, and then if you bring that up and you think it's going to stand the test of time, it's not, because guys now get to vote as girls get to vote as guys. There's also certain things you can do with like baby deletions. I'm not going to say the A word, but baby deletions, that isn't really taken into consideration. So the whole thing with Tim Walsh when he was up in Minnesota, how they wanted to legalize it up to 9 months. Let's say that they did that. They didn't do it, but I'm just saying, let's say that was on the docket. So that's
Yeah.
something very significant. You have to put
I get you.
you have to put all these other things in, because and I'll leave it at this. The problem with marriage and like statistics and everything in the world is that those one or two things. It's not played with honor. And that's when it's not played with honor, everybody's out for the take. And that's the issue. When everybody's out for the take, then you're gonna have issues. It's like a bank robbery. All of us on this thing can go rob a bank. But if somebody out of any one of us says, I need most of the money, well, then he's going to try to get in your ear or get in my ear. Or then let's say we do it in that Batman scene where they all robbed the bank and then they all started killing each other off. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's not even doing it on whatever it is. We're not doing it honorably. And women aren't going into marriage honorably. The laws ain't even honorable toward men.
Wait. How does this? I actually kind of agree with what you're saying about the way that we handle statistics and stuff in our country. It is kind of flawed. How does that have anything to do with women going to marriage honorably?
No, it has
The way that
nothing
we
to do
take
with because
statistics. Oh, you're just saying. Okay, so
no,
that's just your
I'm
next
not
point.
talking about statistics. I'm just saying the issue with anything in life, it's because people aren't doing it honorably. I'll leave it to you like this. I played a game. I'm pretty sure y'all familiar with. It's called Airsoft.
Yeah,
Y'all may
hell
have
yeah,
heard
man.
of
I
it. It's
fucking
kind of
love
like
airsoft.
paintball,
Good
right?
for you. Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah. So I used to play it years ago, and when I would play, you have to be, if you get hit by a BB, you have to tag yourself out, because I'm looking at you get shot by a BB. You have to say that you got hit. You got hit. The problem with it is people would get hit by a BB and not say that they got hit. When they keep doing that, that causes friction. And and women do that in going into marriage and even outside of marriage. The things that they give the man going into marriage, or even let's just say the standards that are put on the man, they keep increasing without a value back. That's one way that they don't go into honorably. Second way is when they actually get into the marriage, the number one tool they used to get over the finish line of marriage was probably sex. And then when they get into marriage, that is the one thing that they continue to negotiate. And when you continue to negotiate, now you have the man behind the paywall. He's on the other side of the gun line. Once you're on the other side of the gun line, there's no deals to be made. It's blood in, blood out. And that's the issue. So a woman will get married.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, did his phone die?
I don't know. So,
Well, it
I was
seems
really
like it.
interested.
Yeah,
I was
two
really interested in what you had to
suffragettes
say.
What?
Thanks, Artie.
But two of the suffragettes, one was Vanderbilt's wife, and the other one was Miriam Leslie. They were both wives to millionaires. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
suffragettes though. I agree. The suffragette, that was very
and
much
they
based
and
on
the
a lot of
suffragettes
corporate
hated
money.
black people, and I'm black. so the whole white feminist thing isn't the smartest thing, you know.
Yeah,
But
I agree with you. But when it came to fighting for divorce rights, it was mostly grassroots.
But
I feel like
here's the
anyone
thing,
will
though.
agree with
Is
that.
this.
Anyone will agree with that. I don't know where you're getting the number from. That it was mostly funded by corporate entities.
When we look about no fault divorce, right?
Sure.
No fault divorce. Okay, men initiate 100% of marriage, right? Because we propose, we control access to marriage and relationships, and women control access to sex and who's born. That's the thing.
Okay, I'll go with you.
Come here, argue that. Oh, no, argue that. You had a
argue that. No, I agree with you. I'd say that it's usually comes down to the man to quote unquote propose. But
usually, can you name in your personal life any woman who's ever proposed to a man?
Yeah, my aunt and uncle.
Well, let's just say it's the majority, right?
Your
aunt we can go with majority, but no, we can go with majority.
Your aunt got down on one knee in public with a ring, proposed.
Yeah, they did it at a fair. She thought it would be funny, and he said yes, and they've been happily married since. It had nothing to do. It didn't change the dynamic at all.
I mean, that's fine. There's always outliers. So
I guess.
That
I would say most, but
there's that 1%.
It's the majority.
Even if it's 0.1%, just saying 100% is kind of facetious and gives off you can agree that it kind of instantly already, because you're talking to me as if I don't know anything, and I really don't. So I appreciate
99.99%, right?
Yeah, that's fine. But okay, sure, whatever. I'll go with it.
So, men when we marry, right? And this is generally our fault because men, we have civilized the world to where women have been allowed to forget the practical benefits of coupling. See, our great-grandparents, our great-great-grandparents, they actually needed to get married because we were more agrarian, things weren't as safe out there. So if there's for instance, my sister, she's 48, she's single AF. She's by herself in her house. If there's some psycho killer, right, and he's gonna break into her neighbor's house who has her husband there, or my sister's house who's a chick by herself, whose house is he gonna break into? Because she's a single woman by herself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So men used to protect and provide. It was a practical thing that people did. But then we civilized the world to where women in the West can pretty much go anywhere that they want and do whatever that they want to do and have general safety. Yeah. Whereas back in the day, that wasn't real. I mean, it wasn't an actual thing. So when they did no fault divorce, they also added they've incentivized women to divorce with the whole child support, alimony, and even giving a social, Section 8, TANF food stamps to women. So now and I know that because the Black community, the Great Society, LBJ, gave Black women they could choose the government or they can choose Black men, and they chose the government, and now Black families are all messed up. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And here's the thing.
Okay. I see where you're going with this.
So us Blacks, we are the canary in the coal mine. Anything that happens to us happens to you whites next. And now you're seeing it more and more with whites, where there's more and more women who are single moms who are choosing the government. They're basically outsourcing everything that they would need husbands for. They call the cops, a man is there. Call a plumber, a man is there, right? You used to have this as your husband.
Though.
Huh?
But we still, and I agree with what you're saying, I do, but you are still making assumptions, though.
No.
And assumptions are usually, I don't know.
How?
See, let me say something real quick.
Do you know the amount of women in the police force? Automatically.
Come on. Wait. Phoenix Bars. Alan, you're okay. If you were in trouble right now, let's just say there was two dudes. I'm 6'3", 250. If I was breaking into your your house and you call the cops, you would want a woman to show up? I mean, let's be
I'd
honest.
want someone trained with the
Oh,
gun to
come
show up.
on, dude! I have a second
What are
channel
you
called
talking
50
about?
and 304.
Wait, I don't
Right?
get what you're saying. Okay, yeah, I
Okay.
guess if I had to pick if they were gonna do a fist fight, yeah, I'm picking the big dude.
Exactly.
But I would
so
want
you would want a man to show
no,
up.
I don't think. I'm not gonna say that because I don't believe it. I appreciate. I
Dude,
understand what
come
you're saying.
on, dude! I have a whole channel of body cam reactions, and I call female cops the ponytail patrol because they're useless.
I know you. Yeah. Okay. So
They
but
are
the
a
issue is that they
one-legged
actually
man in an
do.
ass-kicking contest. Let's be honest.
I
Women are only
I think that. Are you trained? Do you train jujitsu or
yes,
boxing or anything?
jiu-jitsu,
Yeah. So
judo,
you'd murder most people.
kickboxing.
I don't think it has anything
But
even to do with
no,
the fact that you're a man.
the average man. I've seen. Okay, my friend, he was training for a month in kickboxing, and he accidentally knocked out a national champion kickboxer woman. Accidentally, he went, "Whoops!" Bang, and she went down. Dude,
Yeah, because they have they have smaller bodies and their bones aren't. Yeah, I agree with you.
What I'm saying is, didn't you see the video that went viral, guys, of the two female cops trying to arrest the guy in the restaurant? He was like a small Mexican guy. And, and they couldn't take him down. Like,
yeah, I also saw. Okay, then I also saw a video of two like male cops not being able to take down a small guy. It was actually really funny. Does that mean I wouldn't automatically assume that all male cops are not strong?
But here's the thing: if they were actually trying to take him down, because remember, cops.
No, they were. It was fucking
listen,
unfortunate. They got paid. They got put on leave, dude. It was bad.
What I'm saying is, in general, the two female cops had to call one of the male waiters to come take the guy down. Cops in general, they have to not hurt you, so they're trying to handle you without hurting you. If the cops were actually, if it was a real fight, they'd have beat the hell out of him. My point is that if you train jiu-jitsu, then you know what do they tell you when you roll? Guys, when you're rolling girls, don't strength your way out of things.
Yeah.
Technique your way out of things. Now they
because I agree.
That's what I'm saying is, even the idea of women in the police force, their physical standards aren't even compared to men's. So
what about fat dudes and what about fat cops? How you feel about fat cops?
Fat cops at one point still could pass the police test at the men's
No,
level.
but I mean, like the fat cops that do pass the same standards as women.
They don't. Cops pass the test and then get fat once they're out of the academy for years.
Yeah, I feel that. Word.
At one point.
But I would also say that I'd rather have a fit cop than a fat cop. I mean, we can argue all that all day long.
But can you say that it's not okay that women cops and men cops get paid the same, even though women don't pass the same standards?
They actually do in most of the. What do you mean?
No,
they
don't. Come on.
What do you mean?
Man.
No, don't come on, man. I'm confused on what you're talking
you
about.
You need to live a little bit, read more. You need to read and.
I'd love to read. No, please explain me.
You need to read more, dog, because for you to make that statement is, like I said, either you're a troll or you need to read more.
I just don't know anything about this. I'm learning a lot right now.
You talk a lot for somebody who doesn't know that much. That's all I'm saying.
They say I
get
this a lot, as a matter of fact.
But it's okay. I mean, having a conversation is not a bad thing. So
I come here in good faith, boys. I'm seriously just trying to get your perspective on these things. I've never heard of most of these things, and I appreciate you educating me. So, what are the different standards? So, when it comes to like strength tests or like fitness, like cardio, like what are the standards?
The actual test, the actual test for women to become police officers is different than the actual test for men to become police officers, and also in the Army. That is a fact. That is true. That is a fact. That is what it is. For them, they have to do 2 pull-ups. A man might have to do 20. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Well, in the Army now, when women do a dead hang, they don't even do pull-ups anymore.
They only do correct.
So they just gotta hang from a bar and not even do pull-ups anymore.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay, I feel it.
Absolutely insane.
So do you think that we shouldn't have women cops in general?
That's
a fine opinion.
Okay.
I understand that opinion.
I think we shouldn't have women cops. We should have women that are there to pat down and like search female offenders and de-escalate. but they should so male cops don't get false essay.
That's the reason why you'd
accusations.
rather they have female cops?
Yes, because in every other situation, they're a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. They're useless. They're useless.
Okay.
Like I've seen in the
I
last
don't
6
think they're
months.
useless. I think that anyone trained with a gun would be pretty useful.
But
That's
here's
what I
the
was
thing,
saying.
though. They would be more. I mean, like if you're smaller and weaker. I mean, I don't know the stats on this, but I have seen a case where there was a bunch of male cops and a female cop, and this big black dude, and the female cop shot the guy. And the guy's like, "What'd you shoot me for?" She was scared because she was so small. All the men were not as because they were bigger and stronger. Like if you're smaller, you are more likely to use a force equalizer. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So
yeah, okay, I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you.
I just think that in a job where you have to be physically, where there's physical altercations, there's no reason why you should have any women at all. I don't think that they should be in combat. I don't think that they should be firefighters. I don't think that they should be police officers. It's just not a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's really fair. I appreciate
It's
that.
not
That's a really good point.
It's not optimal. How about that?
Yeah.
It's not optimal.
I get you. No, word. I feel it. Yeah,
I mean,
and the only reason I even brought this up is that I'm just saying that I don't know.
No.
I just think it's a bit the hyperbole in these sort of conversations. I see it on both sides.
But-
You're right. There are a lot of fucking wokers.
But
out there
haven't
that are
haven't you done jujitsu though? So you know the physical differences between
Yes, I do.
men and women. So there
Very
is
much
no
so.
hyperbole.
I do.
You would I don't know.
I did
what-
get tabbed by one once though. It was funny.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but you weren't first of all, there was no strikes involved. And
Yes.
and second of all, you weren't actually trying. I mean, let's be honest, dude. You were like,
I would say I know. I mean,
I don't wanna hurt her.
I mean, this is a couple years ago at this point. I wasn't exactly good. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying. I can't say that it hurt my pride necessarily. It was just kind of like, okay, so it can't.
Because
happen.
I've
I don't
gone
know.
against girls that were really, 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 really good, and I've been
Yeah.
tapped out. But here's the thing: once again, we were told, don't use your equalizer and that strength. Don't muscle your way out of things.
Yes.
Meaning
No,
that
I
I'm letting
can
this
see it.
girl do this stuff to me right now. If I wanted to, didn't you? You guys know who Juliana Pena is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember she just used to be the women's champ, and she said that she started training thinking she was a badass. So she
Yeah, I
went
saw
to a
that.
restaurant, and she
Yeah,
got in a fight
yeah.
with a line cook, and he beat the crap out of her. You know?
I saw that interview.
Yeah, and here's the thing, guys. Us guys don't go around talking about how we can beat the crap out of chicks. I mean, we just don't. It's these WNBA players that are like, put me out there with LeBron. It's like, are you?
Yeah, that's
are you high?
crazy.
Are you high?
I'm with you. No, when it comes to these things, I'm 100% with you boys. Like I like 100%. Trust me. I just think that it doesn't necessarily translate when it comes to like social and political things. That's all I'm saying. I think that it can translate sometimes, but I'm not expecting my wife to beat the shit out of a guy before
Nah, you
if a
you
burglar
haven't
comes in. I'm
under-
expecting my sig to fucking go off. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like I think that when it comes to the autonomy of marriages and just relationships in general, let's just say long-term relationships. Marriages are a little more tricky because then it's a legal thing. That's why I don't.
Dude, your sound is acting up. It's going like burp, burp.
Yeah.
burp.
Oh, is
You
my,
do have
is my
weird
mic?
sound.
Oh, my bad. Let me I think I can change this setting right quick. Does this make it better or not?
Talk a little bit.
What about now? How we doing?
Yeah, that
That
sounds
sounds
better. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's doing like a weird thing. But yeah,
And now is it better? Is it any better now?
yeah,
Wait.
that's good.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. I just want to make sure. Okay.
Just to
No, I'm with you,
clarify,
I'm with you. I guess.
my position though, I just think a lot of younger guys, especially Gen Z and young
Yeah.
millennials, they saw older millennials, Gen X, and young boomers get cooked. They did everything that they were supposed to do. They were, they got married young, they had kids, or even then they put off marriage and they had their business going, and they went to law school, and they did all these other things. They were the faithful husband who was doing good, and his happiness was making his family and his wife happy. Because when men win, everyone wins. When women win, right? So, and the wife was saying,
I'm pretty sure people
of this.
that beat their wives probably feel that they're winning. I don't know if that means that
What
everyone wins in that scenario.
What does that have to do with? What I'm saying is, you ask most guys, you give them money, they're gonna be like, "Oh wait, I can get married and have kids to start a family." If you give a woman money, she'll be like, "I can buy a bag or whatever." Do you think most women say that once they get money that they're gonna
I don't think
start
most
a family?
men. I don't think most single men would say the moment that they get money that they're gonna go start a family.
That they're gonna.
I'd say if they were already in a
it's more like-
relationship, sure, but like I mean, a
No,
single
it's
dude
more
getting
like-
$1 million, you think they're immediately just gonna start
Yeah,
trying to
that
date
they're gonna
everybody
start
they see?
thinking about how to help other people. That's how most men are.
But is that like a thing or is that like a
Yes.
theory?
Most men, our nature is selfless, and women's nature is selfish.
I was
I'll
waiting
tell
for
you
you
why.
to say that.
Because
on what
us men,
metric? On what metric?
listen, because us men in general, we are expendable. We're supposed to die in war. We're supposed to die to protect our children and our wives. Look at the men who get up and go to these ice road truckers and all these dangerous jobs and die in coal mines. They don't do that because they're selfish, right? Women have to be selfish because they have to protect themselves and their children, right? So like ultimately
Protecting the children though I wouldn't count as
listen.
selfish.
Well,
Would you count that
hold
as selfish?
Okay.
If a stay-at-home mom is not going to work and not dying in the coal mines, but she's taking care of the kids, would you call that selfish?
But but she was selfish in that she chose the best man that could give her the life to where she could be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, but she's still choosing to be the stay-at-home mom. If she wanted to, she could just divorce his ass immediately, but she didn't. So I would say that's
the likelihood is that statistically,
yeah, if every single
she's
woman
gonna
that
do-
ever gets married divorces them after 5 years, I'd say that women are selfish creatures, but that doesn't happen very often.
But what I'm saying is that women had to be selfish and think of themselves and who can take care of them because of how dangerous the world used to be, right? Like you didn't want to be the woman who had a husband who couldn't protect you, who couldn't provide for your kids. So they had to think in a way that was more like towards their own interests. Whereas men, we think about the interests of our family, our country, etc. Right? And if time comes and you got to go give your life for said thing, you will do it. Right? Now, there's 3 things that used to make women act more selfless: religion, social and traditional gender norms, and shame. And those 3 things are gone. And here's the thing: I'm not religious, so I don't endorse religion. But I am saying that if you look at these non-Western countries, right? You know, places in Africa, Southeast Asia, South America, where there is more religion that enforces more traditional gender norms, societal norms, they are more married, they have more kids with less material stuff, and they report to be happier. If you pull up the happiness index, the women actually say they're actually happier in Uruguay, in Paraguay, in Bolivia, in Vietnam than in women in the West.
But did they chalk that up to being religious on the happiness?
Well,
it's a kind of a vague the happiness index. I agree with you. It's kind of vague.
The religion makes them prioritize family and children, and family and marriage. So, for instance.
But it also makes them subservient in a lot of ways. And I feel like in the Western world might not.
Per your Western lens, though, you can't take your Western lens and say that makes them subservient, though.
No, yeah, I get you, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. In our society now that we have
but look at the outcomes in our
we might
society,
think that way. So it's not. I don't think it really has much to do with. Let me put it like this, because I do get what you're saying, and I appreciate you saying that. I think that it's kind of a non-secular conversation at this point. Because
AJ, you might be too. If you're too sick, it's all good, man.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, are you sick? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I got freaking something crazy on the plane.
Fuck that.
Go rest.
But no, guys, this is a good conversation.
No, I'm really appreciate you guys talking with me,
Alan. That you. Okay. Where you are.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm from Seattle, Washington, so I grew up in a very, very super liberal area, right?
Yeah.
And some of the opinions that you have, you will be vilified for having. You just don't know it yet. You haven't said it around the
No, I
right
have
people.
been. I have been before.
Right?
I have
And what
been.
I'm saying is that
Trust me.
there's as somewhat back and forth as we've had. You make a lot of really good points. You have a good head on your shoulders. But here's the thing: what you're seeing, don't ever let anyone gaslight you into thinking that what you're noticing is not true. Is not happening. You know what I'm saying? But because the overriding narrative is if men have any boundaries, we're evil. If men point out anything that's negative about the opposite sex, you're wrong. If you're a white guy, you can't say anything about anyone because you're a cisgendered hetero white guy and you're evil.
Yeah,
and
and
you're
I
whatever.
just want to
And
say
it's
this,
just,
and I agree. I get what you're saying because that has become, unfortunately, the statistic of like, I don't know, what do you want to call it? The blue pill? I don't give a shit. Who cares? All these labels that we put on on each other, I think it just leads to shit like this because I can't name a single person. I'm a Second Amendment loving Democrat, bro. Like, I've gone through this shit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that think that I don't belong here. And that's fair. I get it. I understand their perspective. I don't agree with it, obviously.
you sound like a classical liberal. You know what I'm
You
saying?
get what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So, like,
Which is
when
how
it comes
I grew
down,
up. But
yeah.
all my friends, dude, Alan, all of my friends are so far to the left that they think that I'm like some right-wing crazy conservative. It's like, no, I've always been a kind of more classical liberal, but I can't even call myself a Democrat anymore because the party's gone completely off the rails. So I'm an independent.
Sure, I get
right?
you. Yeah, no, I feel it. See, now that's a fun conversation. I get you, man.
And what I'm saying is that the fact that you would even question any of the narratives that the Democrats have, they will excommunicate you. Everything that I used to say that the religious right did, the far left does. They have their own dogma. They have their own excommunication process. They have everything that the far evangelical right does. Now the woke liberal left does, and I can't stand it. So,
And
all
I
right,
get,
guys,
I
I'm gonna
100%.
jump off.
All right.
Before I fall over.
Have a good one, brother.
But
Thank
DA,
you for talking with me. I appreciate
DA,
it.
hey, let's do a collab soon, man.
Yeah, we'll do it soon.
All right, my friend.
All right, man.
Take it easy.
Later, bro.
Well, that was a fun conversation.
No.
Appreciate it, fellas.
I enjoyed it. No, Alan, it's all, you know what, this is the thing
what's up,
where
man?
I like that, you know, you have a counter view, which is always a good thing. I think this is the space. You're right. Labels is needless, right? I just think that it's more about knowledge and being open-minded. So this is where it's always a good thing to question, right? I always like that. We need to question each other. We need to question, you know, anything. So it's always a good thing because I don't believe that this space is about restricting anyone or, you know, telling anyone what to do. It's just more about here's the knowledge, here's the talking points, and you decide how you know, use it yourself. So that's what I love about it. And everyone could
brother,
disagree.
I appreciate
So
it. No, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get going too, but I don't know. I like talking in these sort of spaces. I've actually been doing it a lot. Just because I'd want to get out of that echo chamber. You know what I mean?
No.
I think it's a good thing. I appreciate it.
No, I love that you have a different point of view. I mean, if you say you're a Democrat, I would love for you to come back more often, you know, because like Wednesdays, I try to have an open mic.
Yeah,
so yeah,
I
we could
might be
talk.
back
We could
on,
definitely talk about politics as well, because I would
Hell yeah,
love
brother.
to wonder why you're still a Democrat.
Yeah, fair enough. I get asked that a lot, but these sort of shows that I go on. Yeah, no, 100%, man. I'll hit you with a sub and see if I can make the next stream.
No, yeah, hit me message me or something.
Yeah, all right, sounds good. Well, I appreciate it. You have
right.
yourself a good night. Thanks for having me.
All right, bro.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Yo, Artie, what's up?
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, I was tuning in for a little bit, and I came in when probably about 30-40 minutes ago originally, and I was just listening. But yeah, the guy seems, I don't know how old he was. He definitely seems fairly young. He definitely
He seems
sounds
he's
like
young. He's young.
Now, how old is he?
I think he said he was around 18.
Oh my God! Yeah,
That's what it
don't
sounds
listen to anything he got to say. He
you know, it's just a kid. Just learning.
Yeah, I
talking.
mean
So all
the
good.
problem is, see, the thing about this whole RP space and like young kids wanting to get in is because I mean now we're at the age, I know me, you, and some of the older people, we're at the age where I mean I have a 12-year-old and I'm trying to help my 12-year-old do a backflip, and she's in like gymnastics and things like that, and she's like, well, I don't need my help, and you don't need my help, you don't need my help. All right, go ahead, do it, and then you keep falling on your face. Now you see what I'm saying? Like people think that they know what they know, and they just don't have quite enough experience with the downsides of it, because it's easy on the ride up to act like you know it all. You know what I mean? It's only when you're humbled you can see things clear as day, you know?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, 18 years old, I don't know where you're at in the world, but you have, in my opinion, this is just me, you have zero world experience. I mean, you still do homework, literal homework. Somebody is directing your mental education. Like you haven't seen enough, you haven't even come into a contact with enough people from different facets of life. So for all of us, we've been to a club, we've seen girls get blacked out drunk, guys touching on girls inappropriately, this, that. He hasn't even seen that with his own eyes. So it's very hard when you're 18 and younger. I say 18 to like 23, 24. You just haven't seen enough of what really happens. And it's kind of hard to stomach almost, because he made a point about, that's why I came in and I spoke about the statistics. Like, dude, if you're going to talk about statistics, realize that statistics, they can't even be replicated again just because we have so many women in psychology. The rigor of what we can actually like test, it's gone out the window. So we can't even test the same things again. And my example was just that with the boys are now girls. So if you want to give me the census data, well, I can easily screw up the census data by saying boys can be girls. That's all you gotta do is write on the paper you're a girl, and that's it. So now 5 years from now, or whenever they do the census again, we got 5% more girls. Well, birth rates don't show up, but all of a sudden we got 5% more. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you got to have that rigor as an adult. And it's just not there when somebody's 18 years old, and God bless him, how he said he's still a Democrat. I mean, I don't know, Democrat juice must be mighty sweet. That sweet tea they serving over there. I don't know. But yeah, man, it's just hard to just, and I love the guy for it. He's growing. At least he has the nuts to speak and
Yeah,
the
I think
wherewithal
that's
to attempt.
I think that's the part, the amazing part where I don't. Here's my thing: where I don't discourage anyone from asking questions and challenging. Right, this is a thing where we do have an epidemic of young men, having trouble navigating the world. So I don't, in my opinion, I encourage it. I encourage actually young men to jump into the sphere. And you know what? If you have debates, if you have questions, if you have disagreements, bring it on. I say bring it on, because I think that's what we need more of. Where, you know what? Yeah, I mean, I do agree with you that a lot of these young men don't have life experience and they're not out seeking this life experience. But here's the point where older men should come in. Where, okay, you have your world views shaped, so bring it on. Bring it in. What's your opinions? What's your thought? Because like I said, I'm surprised this young man is a Democrat. Right? You should not. You should already not even do that. So I'm down with challenging these young men's viewpoints, because a lot of these young men, guess what? They're being shaped. Not saying this guy particularly, right, Alan, but a lot of these young men are being shaped by women. Right? Their logic is being shaped by women. So I'm saying no. Come in. You have questions. You have you believe different things. Okay, come on. I'm down for talking to you and having a debate, having a conversation. I know my my bros also have opinions to share. So I'm always down for, if more young men want to jump into the space and have a conversation, I think we should support it. So
yeah,
Yeah,
it's just,
I agree
it
with
was
both. Yeah,
Artie, let Big Bars talk.
What you I agree with both of your statements, but my only issue is, like I say, this American arrogance that instead of we live in a technological age. We can have our phone. We can be on. I'm on my phone right now. I can have my iPad right here if I want to, and I can actually look up what we're talking about, and then you know what to say. You're not jumping out there looking foolish. That's my only thing. It's this arrogance that I know. 18 years old, you haven't even had your first kick. You know, you haven't even had your first real letdown at that point. So you can't even like, and the fact that this is my thing. Yes, I agree that people should be able to, the youth need somebody to talk to. They need eldership. They need leadership. You know what I'm saying? I do agree with that. But for you to, back in my day, I couldn't come in. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do this.
Mhm.
And it's not because we wasn't technologically there. That is true also. But you don't remember the statement, don't get in grown folks' business. That used to be a
Yeah,
thing. That used to be a thing. And it should be put some respect on my name, man. That's all I'm saying. Put some respect on my name.
yeah. It's you absolutely right, Big Bars. I mean, it's very tough because it's not so much that it's age, it's just that because anybody can have experience. I mean, hell, most girls when they get like 30 years old, let's just say a girl is 35, let's just say she's 35 years old. She's literally had 20 years of dudes trying to get into her pants. So she has very um a very clear view on like men's desires and things like that. But when you're 18, you're not even experiencing women like that. So to have these viewpoints on women, unless, I mean, I'm not saying you're not, but I'm saying unless you the high school quarterback, you the Peyton Manning of your school, slinging touchdowns left and right, or you Kobe Bryant in the flesh, crossing people up on the court, you don't have the experience with women per se that you would know enough. And then now you can get the experience outside of high school, college, and into adulthood. But I mean, I'm pretty sure he ain't shot a gun. He ain't seen cocaine before. I mean, he ain't done no illicit drugs.
Come on.
He ain't popped no pill. He ain't been in no club. He ain't been to a strip club. I'm pretty sure he hasn't traveled. He hasn't driven from West Coast to East Coast or back and forth. I mean, he hasn't been outside the country. I'm just guessing things that I'm pretty sure he's never done. And I'm not saying that you have to do those things to understand women. I'm not saying that, but
Yeah.
you have to have enough experience with a woman. And so many of those things that I mentioned are kind of where like women since the 60s, 70s have been like gearing their interest to. So we all may not have done those things that I mentioned, but we all know that women like gifts and bags. Like, you remember walking through the mall just trying to get girls' phone numbers, and girls will literally go to the mall with no fucking money
I remember
just
that.
to try to get a boy to buy them something. Like, he doesn't have these experiences. You see what I'm saying? Like, the phone that he's ever seen has been a damn iPhone. He doesn't know what the T-Mobile Sidekick looked like, the Nextel, was that 860 where you press the button on the side? He doesn't understand these things. And God bless him for having the courage to be up here. But eventually, I also said this, or somebody told me this. He said, only the kids that bear the mark truly know the stove is hot. He will, like, kids, you tell them don't touch the stove, but the kids that got that burn mark, they know that the stove is hot. He will eventually learn through experience how women truly are. Now, we can't give that to him. We can only tell him that he has to be a sponge to wisdom. And that's where I know that we try to do our best to like impute into kids and into our youth and into our friends and family about like the ways of women. And it's only relatively the last 20 years that men have been more vocal about the ways of women. But we have to figure out a way to not necessarily convince, because you can't convince. I mean, you can take
not
a
convince
horse to
people.
water, but you can't make him drink. We can't make him see the truth. But eventually, I feel like we have to maybe try to develop a better plan to physically show them instead of talking to them about it all the times, you know?
But I mean, to be honest, that's like no one here is like God or anything. So I think this is the thing where I've said this before where I don't support all men. I support good men. So we can't change or want to change all men. It's just how it is. And I don't think that's how Red Pill is. Red Pill is pretty much an information packet. Okay. And what you do with that information, that's up to you because, all of us are adults, so for me, it's like, I think that's the best step for any young man where I agree with the big bar. I mean, bars that, yeah, I mean, the kids are different nowadays, younger men are different, but it is what it is because you got to think young men are now raised by women. Young men are now raised by the internet, raised by social media, raised by, a lot of times leftist democratic politics. So I get a little bit of maybe the disrespect, but you know what? It's whatever. I rather young men come in there and question and ready for a debate, ready for a conversation than young men, seeking advice from women or seeking advice from the Democrats or the left or, social media. So for me, it's like, it's like, whatever. I'm fine with it. So I challenge anyone who has opposing point of views to step up and come up and let's talk because I rather that's better than we're seeing what it is now. And again, a lot of young men right now are struggling. And I honestly believe it's the result of women being in power, in my opinion, for the last, couple decades now. So yeah, I'm down for, respectful opposition. So I don't mind.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't mind. I just on a personal level between me and you, it's hard for me because I just was, I just
Old school.
was
Old school.
Yes, I'm just was raised off a certain level of respect. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I
It's
get it.
like
I
you,
get it.
especially somebody when you know you jumping in a space of nothing but older guys. You kind of listen. You talk, but you listen also. You don't
Mhm.
just over talk and if you know right, do it. If you in that bubble, stay in that bubble. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm just used to more respect. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And I think it ties to the willingness to actually be. I think some people we're here to actually help people. We done been through it all, seen it all. You know what I'm saying? And we actually want to help people. And to me, it's a level of humbleness that comes with actually being able to be helped. Like you said, you can't bring a water. You can bring a water. You can bring a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. That's that part why you make somebody drink. It's that humbleness, that will to be like, oh, I don't know it all. You know what I'm saying? At least to really jump in and be like, you don't know it all, really.
Yeah. It's just
No.
I'll say this and then I'll head off. But yeah, I mean, it's hard. Like you said, it's hard when you're 18. And, I grew up with a dad and my dad played dominoes and he eventually taught me. Like, he probably don't even know how to play dominoes. That's something else. Like my dad showed me how to do it. And like, if I came around and I was around guys and he would tell me, hey, go grab me beer. And like, he had his friends over and stuff like that. Like, I had to do that. My dad will curse me out in front of grown men. So I understand. I'm 37, so I got it as a kid, but for somebody who's 18, I mean, he probably doesn't even understand because we can all make a grave assumption and say, women will sell box, and he will probably say, no, women will have to be kind of coerced in that. And I'm like, dude, I can take you to a spot right outside of down the street from Georgetown University, and we gonna walk into this establishment. You take $60 in cash, walk in this establishment with me, and sit right here. There's gonna be a woman come out. She's gonna be thicker than a bowl of grits, and she's gonna shake her buns 12 inches away from your face. And you have to you have to give her money or you have to buy a drink. And I don't want to hear you tell me that this ain't possible because I will take you there. You know what I mean? And it's like you said, DA, the RP is information is valid and it's correct information about like stuff that's actually happening. And what you do with it is up to it's up to your devices. But for people that's maybe like him, I feel like we need to show them where we got the information from. Because I can tell him girls will be skeezers or girls will be 304s. But if he doesn't believe it, he don't believe it. And I just need to say, okay, meet me here. We're going to stand right here. And I want you to see every girl that walks up and down here. You know what I mean? And then I just want you to, physically see this with your eyes. I want you to go downtown New York in that Manhattan area. When you walk outside the back in these back alleyways and stuff like that, and you see girls, busting down and stuff like that, most of them willingly for cash and stuff like that. That's where you see, you know what I mean? He ain't been to the Bunny Ranch out in Vegas. I ain't been there either, but like he probably doesn't think these things are possible.
Well, it's the thing where it's the collective man experience. That's the thing. Where a lot of the logic, a lot of the knowledge is coming from men as a whole, right? Us men have been through it. We've seen it, So yeah, but that's hard for a young man to understand. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, I just feel like I think AJ, a lot of us, we do it a lot with the videos and things like that we show. But for some people, because I don't believe that anybody's a lost cause, I believe that they just don't learn the correct way. Like some people are visual learners, some people are auditory. They need to see like it one time and then they got it forever. Some people learn differently. And then I believe these men, because I want to believe that these men can, be strong. And I know that they have to go through the weight training process to be strong. But to me, I feel like maybe there's a few men, or maybe we can grab some if we start to physically show them maybe in their like the physical self. Then I'm not going to be the one to do it. I'm not going to get 25 subscribers and say, hey, meet me here. And then we're going to go to the strip club. And then I don't want to ever hear you say women won't sell buns. I don't want to ever hear you say they won't do that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do that. But I feel like for some men, they physically need to taste it, touch it, hear it, smell it. And I just don't know a way to do that. But with that being said, shout out to y'all. Shout out to UDA Bars, AJ, the guy Phoenix. Shout out to everybody in this space. Continue to push forward.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for coming by.
That's pretty much it, man.
All right, man. Thank you for coming by, man. Later, bro.
Yeah.
All right, Bars. Any last words?
Yeah, I just want to say that I pretty much agree with everything we was just talking, because I'm just big on leadership. I feel like I used to have an OG, and I feel like that art form that can't disappear all the way. You know what I'm saying? Like men have to lead men, because if men don't lead men, there will be nothing left. Men cannot let women destroy the civilization that we built. We can't. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel.
I agree. Omni, what's up, my brother? Any last words? Any
I
word?
didn't want to spam chat too much more, but I'm seeing culture clash here. As a young white suburbanite, half of the crap that you guys talk about is like news to me. Okay, and I'm old, but the younger guys that are in their little urban enclave of safe spaces and colleges and stuff, they don't hear about Black culture and stuff as much as these channels are. So I like to just listen up and learn and take some notes, because it's rocks my world, and I know what it's like to have a buddy drag me into a strip club for the first time and go, whoa, I wasn't expecting this, and I'm not coming back here either. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling.
Early lesson.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there because you got such a diverse group here.
No, thank you for joining. Thank you for all the support, my brother.
I'll see you again.
All right, later. All right, Bars. That's it for tonight, man.
Peace, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Whew. Towards the end of the stream, glad that all the people came up. I didn't think that. Yes, poor man. I didn't think. I'm glad. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you. Sure, my brother. Sure. But you know, thank you guys for stopping by. It was interesting stream. I thought tonight was going to be a chill stream, or you know, be a slow stream. Not anyone will be watching. So, thank you guys. Thank you guys for you know, adding a conversation to the stream. I love it. This is why I make Wednesdays. Right. I try my best to make Wednesdays give an opportunity you guys to talk. Right. We could talk about whatever. We could talk about anything. So I try to make Wednesdays live stream an opportunity for you guys to just talk. You know, you guys got to talk about anything, because here's the thing where I think we don't have enough of that. Okay. For us men, for us, anyone, right? Even Red Door, if she ever wanted to join, for just to have an opportunity to just talk to each other. Right. We don't have enough of you know, a brotherhood, or, you know, a community where, you know, you freely and have a chance to just voice your opinions, right? Voice your thoughts, voice how you feel. So I love it. I love that. You know, I love that. It's awesome, right? But you guys are amazing. 3 hours. I didn't think we were going to go this long. So I love you guys. All right. That's it for tonight. Omni, man. Omni, thank you for stopping by. We had AJ, my brother. I love that man. Alan, please message me. You know, I definitely would love more conversations with you. It's always good to have someone who has an opposing view, who's open to dialogue, open to change, open to, you know, have a different of opinion. So I'm always down for that. Poor man, I love you, my brother. Big Bars, I love you. Red Door, my sister, I love you. I love you. Redneck, sorry I didn't get to shout you out. So many people are talking, you know, but love you, my brother. Anyone else? Artie, thank you for stopping by, my brother. Brett, thank you for stopping by. Buster was here early. Thank you. You guys are amazing. Tonight's stream was pretty crazy. It was pretty different, right? So I love it. All right. Love you guys. Later, guys. Have a good night.